on? What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, everybody in the house? What is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up.
Oh. 222. Check. There we go. What is going on? Wake up in Cleveland. It is a fine Thursday morning. I gotta make sure everything's working properly. Gotta make sure that, my framing and everything looks good. We'll see. We gotta kind of watch it and kind of go from there. Literally, I'm just waking up. My wife just got angry at me because I am just waking up. But, hey man, sometimes you gotta sleep in. Sometimes life is really, really hard. Sometimes you find yourself working nonstop all day yesterday and you're just like, you know what? I just want to sleep in. I'm not waking up. I'm not waking up for nothing. So that's where we are right now. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. I'm doing fantastic. Don't love the framing exactly here, but it's okay. Don't love the framing exactly, but that's all right. How is everybody doing this fine morning? I am home, as you can see. I am home. Sorry, I'm literally like looking at everything as we go. And I have to adjust some things because that's driving me nuts. It's a law of thirds. It's camera stuff. It's camera stuff. So I'm home. I obviously did not go to the DJ Expo. I did not want to. Well, let me back up. I wanted to, but the reality is, with COVID where it is, and the fact that it was out of California where I live, just in case you didn't know, I do live in California, for all those people that tend to forget. I just didn't know what the safety protocols were. And traveling all the way to Atlantic City, there's money involved. It's expensive. I just didn't know if I wanted to do it. So I was kind of on the fence. I decided not to do it. And then I saw the pictures. Everybody, all my guys were all there. And Cova was there. And Bar and DJ Rachel. And everybody was doing their thing. And I'm not going to lie. I felt a little jealous. I was a little jealous. So that was like the entire day. And then Alpha was there and Stress were there and they were doing their thing, DJing on location, and it was a good time. Everybody was meeting everybody and hugging, COVID. And they were just having a great time. So I was like, oh man, I am really jealous. I am really, really jealous. And then I saw the actual convention. And I saw everything happening, and Cova was interviewing people, which was a very, very good show, mind you. And I At that point, at that point, I was like, I am glad I didn't go. At that point, I was real jealous for the first day. Then I saw it second day, and people were walking around. And look, whatever your take on masks or no mask are, that's on you. Okay, on me, I'm a mask guy, and if I'm in a convention with 1,000 random people that I have no idea what their agenda is, it's gonna mess with you a little bit. And at that point, I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm good to wait this one out. I can wait another year for DJ Expo. Oh man. Hold on. Mike Marquez was giving away tickets, and he tells me I won the tickets. He told me just yesterday when he was live streaming. Hey, So I mean, look. I mean, Mike was there. Mike was doing his thing, and he was on some panels and DJing clubs. I looked at his live stream. It, hey man, whatever works. Some people are more comfortable. I just was not comfortable, just at all. By the way, I need to make sure that I'm in frame here. I know what's going on. All right, hold on. This won't be a 5-minute delay. I just got to fix one little thing. Okay. See, much better. Got to make sure that I got to find the proper framing here, which I think is like a hair the other way. That's better. So, my focal length was off, and then my aperture was off. I gotta have all the blur. All the blur I gotta have. So, yeah, queso. I get that, man. I get that. It's unfortunate. But like I was saying. So, here is one of my issues. The first events that I ever went to were the first big convention I ever went to was NAMM. And NAMM operates on a completely different level. NAMM, because NAMM is a trade show. NAMM isn't just about DJs. NAMM is about anything musical. It is a trade show for retail outlets. Okay, it's a place where all of these vendors can show you, hey, this is what we're going to be selling in the next couple of weeks, in the next couple of months, in the next year, and then the vendors and then the retailers can come up and say, wow, that's amazing. I want 12,000 of them for all of my retail shops. And then they go behind closed doors, like legitimately behind closed doors, and then they make deals happen. So it operates on this level of like professionalism that's just unmatched, like legitimately unmatched. And although the DJ area has not been, it didn't used to start out as a DJ Expo. Okay, NAMM was all for musicians and instrumentalists and all those things. DJing started to make a push, and NAMM realized that they were getting a lot of foot traffic from the DJ part of the expo. So it's constantly expanded. It's grown. It's now not only in the middle of like the entire convention, but if you go across the bridge, it's at the Anaheim Convention Center. But if you go across the bridge and then you go into the other centers, there's like another whole wing of DJ related stuff. So NAMM was the first one I went to. And it kind of ruins you for everything else. For anything and everything else that's out there, it just kind of ruins you. Unfortunately. So when I remember, it was like maybe 3 years ago, and I was talking to DJ Bar, and I was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna go to Expo. I heard it's good." And the first time I ever met Bar was at NAMM, and he was like, "Yeah, your expectations are gonna be completely." It's not the same, basically, is what he was saying. It's not the same. Doesn't mean it's not good. It's just not the same. So when I watched Cova doing his interview and just kind of walking through, not so much the interview aspects, but just the walking through the center, I already knew it was like, okay, I can see it's not the same. Also, because the Expo, unlike NAMM, you can't really buy products at NAMM. I'm sure you can, but that's not what it's designed for. NAMM is designed to showcase. So, you touch, you feel, you get all that stuff. But it appears to me that the DJ Expo is more for those people that literally want to buy. Hey, there's a new Pro X case. I want to buy one and take it with me. And you can just buy it there. That's what it appeared to me. Because look, there was a lot of boxes everywhere. Like, they don't have storage. They don't have storage at the Expo. I know everything's pipe and drape. They don't have like a little back pipe and drape area that you can kind of shove your stuff behind the curtain. Look, I'm only talking about what I see, not what I know. But I think just for the experience of being able to see people, to talk to people, to kind of just run into people that you've been having these text conversations with, that's the most important part for the Expo. That's why you go to the Expo, and that's the part that I was jealous of. But I can wait another year. And I know most of the people that I'm talking to, most of those people will be at NAMM anyway. So I'm not really concerned. It's just, it would have been nice. It would have been nice. It's a West Coast thing. So all the West Coast people, West Coast. NAMM is West Coast. Expo is an East Coast thing. So all those East Coast people were literally driving there. So we'll get there. We'll get there next year. I even looked at, I don't know if Mixmaster GNL is on. I even looked at the Amsterdam one, the Amsterdam Expo, because he keeps saying how great it is. So I looked into tickets for that. Won't be going to Amsterdam. That's like $1,200 a ticket. No, thank you. No, thank you. All right. God damn it, my font keeps changing. Did you see the Chevet rep's face when I told Cova that the 4-bar move in white isn't worth more than $4.99? So, look, I don't have a problem with the 4-bar. I think it's fine. I think it's better than the other bar they had before. Like they're moving up. I am just not a fan of sparkly lights. I would rather have a bar with with 4 Intimidator, 150s. I would actually prefer to have the 250s because their wattage is higher. But yeah, it's they got to get away from the swarm type effects. They just got to get away from it. It just doesn't say high end. The derbies is exactly what it is. Yeah, the swarm derbies they're all the same. They're sparkly little things. And look, for everybody out there, anybody doing private events, I know you guys buy these things. I've bought these things, so I'm fully aware of all the pros and cons of all these things. The the derbies, sorry, the derbies, the swarms, especially if you're not controlling them by DMX. All of those things, photographers absolutely hate. They absolutely hate seeing speckles all over the faces as they take pictures. And it's the one thing that I realized, and it took a while to realize this, because I was like, okay, what's the problem? Yeah, I mean, look at all this cool effects that's all over the place. Look at all this. And then one photographer was like, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you just turn off the sparkly things for a little bit while I take these pictures? And then it like dawned on me, like, oh, I didn't even think about that. I'm killing these photographers, the quality of their shots. So I turned them off. And once I turned them off, because I had trusses, still do, but I don't use them. I have another section here. I have trusses with like 6 lights built into them. So I got color washes and a mirror ball and then the swarms. And I turned off the swarms and never used them again, except for the strobe. Because the strobe and the swarms are actually very, very good. And the color washes are good if you DMX them. You just can't run them on auto or program mode because they're absolutely garbage. They just go incredibly insane. Like, who decided on the swarm effects? Who decided that program 1 would just legitimately strobe the entire time? That's program 1. That should be like program 6. Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. So, so DMX it. I turn off all those speckles, only the strobe, only the color washes, and go from there. But in all honesty, like, I'm only using moving heads now. That's my thing. Moving heads and uplights. That's it. And here's the thing about lighting. Everybody assumes, and again, I'm saying this not because I'm coming down on anybody out there. I'm saying this because I've done it. I've been from literally the past 15 years of building up a DJ company, a DJ multi-op, and adding in all this new hardware and speakers and all these things. Like, I've done it all. I've gone from the cheapest of the cheap to the best of the best. And look, in certain things, you do get what you pay for. In other things, there's a middle ground that you're starting to pay just for name. So I've done all the specs. I've done all the speckles and all that stuff. And I have just found myself, moving heads and washes, all you need. You don't even need that much. If you get yourself, a lot of people will get multiple heads, but they'll get smaller heads. Okay? So maybe they'll get, the Intimidator, whatever, the 250s, or they'll even go with like the connected one. What is that? The 150 Duo, Intimidator Duo, which I have a set. I have a few sets of those for the smaller events. So maybe you're using those, but then you go, God, it's not bright enough in here. So then you buy another pair, or maybe you buy a 250 and you're like, okay, I'm almost there. It's not bright enough. So then you get another pair of 250s. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, it's finally where it needs to be. And then you buy, an Intimidator 350 or 355 with a 75 watt, main lens, main lamp, and then you realize, damn, this 355 does everything that the other ones did, and I don't have to have 4,000 pieces of gear. So you do get what you pay for look, if you have the money, shoot for a moving head with a 75 watt bulb at minimum. You might be able to get away with like a 50, but 75 seems to be like the sweet spot. Okay, because I have some gobo projectors that are 75 watts, and I can shoot those things at anything. Moving heads, 75 watts. Anything less, and it always comes off a little dark. I can literally shoot those moving heads onto the floor, change them to white, and the floor is completely lit. So 75 is the key. That's the key. Okay, let me say some hellos to people. I've been chatting it up, went right into the nitty gritty. That's what I do here, and I haven't had a chance to say hello to everybody. So first off, not that he's the first person to be in here, but oh hi, DJ Little Fever. Good to see you, man. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. I have to drink something here. I want to give a shout out to we got Mr. Max GNL. Mix Max GNL. I am talking about LED bulbs. I'm talking about, Chris Disc, the 355s are LED. They're 75 watt. Yeah, they're 75 watt LED bulbs, which is relative. But 75 watt lighting, anytime you look at the specs, always look at the specs, people, because they will try to trick you. They will try to trick you with the lighting, like, look, it's just as great. And then they'll show you the example, and it's literally in a pitch black room where everything looks great in a pitch black room. So you got to look at the wattage, because that wattage will be the difference between it showing up in a party that maybe starts at like 6 o'clock and there's windows and there's light coming in. It'll be the difference between that and looking good and looking, ghetto. So, Mikey Jukes in the building. You know what? I was gonna come yesterday. What is it? Yesterday? I saw you guys were doing a scratch session. I'm coming back. I got really busy with events. And what else? Jenny Pocket in the building. What's going on? Events and YouTube stuff. I had to get out. I still got to get out YouTube stuff now. So I'll be doing a lot of that lately. But I have been DJing, so I do always get my practice on. But not the strongest practice, because I can't just dedicate to it. As hey guys, hey, all those people at my event dancing, hold on while I do a 5-minute scratch session. You don't mind, do you? So yeah, life gets in the way, and we'll talk about that in a minute too, about life. But Stephen Bell in the building. Let's go up this little train. I saw some mods on there. DJ T Diesel in the building. Mr. Demand, good to see you. Who else we got here? Jenny Pocket, Island Boy, Analog Phantom. What is the full name of the 355s? Intimidators. Chevet Intimidator 355s. DJ Eaton, it has been a minute. With the crust, do I have crust in my eyes? Oh God, if I do, I feel embarrassed. I might. I did wash my face, but anybody that streams knows that your countdown, 5 minutes goes real fast. But 10 minutes is too much. So I like the 5-minute countdown. Even if I just start off with nothing, the 5 minutes seems to be a little more digestible for people. Okay. So I'm going to scroll up. I know the Streamlabs is not going to have everybody there because it's going to cut off people. So as I was saying just a minute ago about, this is Tech Thursday. This is Tech Thursday. So if we have any questions, I know there were some questions in the beginning. I know that, and I can't go back now because Melon decided that I'm done. So if you had some questions in the beginning, make sure you repeat it so I can get back to it. But most importantly, make sure you hit that ask in front of your question. Put the ask in front of your question so I know what to look for and go from there. I use Chevy DMX Wi-Fi stuff, but wire 2 or 3 fixtures together in each area. Yeah. So isotonic. Agreed. So I don't have. So what I'm using, and this is just because I built it this way in the first place. I have I use Light Rider on the iPad. I have a DJ Air DMX. And then I have a Chevy wireless DMX. Because at the time, the Air DMX or whatever it's called, I always forget. At the time, the ADJ Air DMX only worked with certain things, and Chevy never communicated with any of the things. And I didn't really like the Show Express, and I wanted to go out of the iPad and not out of like a computer. So I went that route, bought the Air DMX and the Chevy one, and I would grab it, but they're sitting in the garage right now, and I just don't want to. So I run. So the iPad connects to the ADJ, and then the ADJ communicates with the Chevy, and then the Chevy communicates with all of my uplights because I use Chevy. What am I using? I use Freedom Par hexes. That's it. The Freedom Par hexes. So it communicates with all my uplights. But because of that, all I have to do is run a power cord and an XLR down from the moving head to the uplight, which is underneath my covered totem. And I communicate with my moving head through the uplight. So I'm technically wireless, which means I can put my trusses anywhere and just plug them in and not have to think about anything. So that's my setup. I use the uplights behind my front board on the totems and the moving heads. Occasionally, that's pretty much it. I might run 4 moving heads sometimes, but 2 is typically fine. In all honesty, I've run 2 with 300 people, and it's been fine. Big ass rooms, because you're only trying to light the dance floor. You know, this is that thing where people are always trying to light the entire room. They got party planners for that, or they have you for that. You have uplights. You got fixed gobos hitting the walls. Why in the world do you want to cover those up with speckly lights and even your moving heads shining and washing out all the stuff? Your stuff is designed for the dance floor. Your lighting. Everything else, like I said, you could be doing that too. We do uplighting and moving heads, all those things are moving lights and gobos. I got to pick up some tomorrow, but that's completely different than the lighting on the dance floor. So just remember that when you're DJing, you know, which is why the speckle stuff actually doesn't help. I want to see more portable podium booths. So do I, because right now I'm running pretty much everything out of my truck, and because we're trying to cut costs and not have to rent vans all the time, so I haven't really been using trucks, but I want something that's just, you know, has a really, really small footprint. I'd like to get away from the facades, but I don't want to. Every time I see somebody rolling in this humongous, you know, piano case, I'm just like, I don't want that. I'm getting older. I don't want it to be heavy as shit. Like, I want it to be light and convenient. Everything that I use, I want to be able to put together myself. If I can't put together myself, I'm not going to use it. If I need a secondary person to help me, I'm not going to use it. That's just facts. You know, this is why I don't have my DJ equipment. This is why I don't have turntables and a mixer and a coffin. Why? Because that is heavy, and I'm not trying to break out my back. That's why I have been choosing controllers for my own personal stuff, which is why I do like the Rain 1. But if I have somebody setting everything up for me and I got a writer, or I have, which we'll get back to, we were literally setting up where we had our own roadies to set up everything, and then I could do my thing. But now, the world has changed. We've gone backwards 7 years because of COVID. We still have the events, but like right now, it's damn hard to fill all the DJ spots, the MCs. Everybody's like, I don't know if I want to work, or they've gotten other things because life, they had to work, or some are still on unemployment. Like, I don't know all the things, but all I know is that we invite people to do these events and then they're saying they're unavailable. So, there are bigger issues than that. These are all of us are old men. Don't worry. And even when I wasn't old man, when I was young, that coffin was still heavy as hell. No thanks. No thanks. Okay, so yeah, invite me. I'm due for a visit to Cleveland. Well, you're gonna be walking around Cleveland looking for me, and I'm not gonna be there since I don't live in Cleveland. This font is driving me nuts. I gotta change this font. Sorry, guys. Please hold while I change this font. Where is that? I always forget where this is. Oh, didn't want to do that. I think it's in settings. It wasn't that button. Okay, here we go. There's another settings. All right. Oh, that's right. It's in the theme. Edit current theme. Font. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I hate this font. Let's find a better font real quick. I chose this random theme, and now let's see if this one's any better. All right, that's better. That'll work. Okay. All right, back to chat. Okay, so let's drop back out of here. All right, now, again, if I use turntables in my home studio, but I use my controller at gigs, I have to set up and break down quickly. Yeah, that's the key. That's the key. Look, people. I have another video coming out from Bose after this weekend because, people keep trying to trash line arrays. Nick had a big video on it stating that line arrays, they just don't have enough power for the room. Depends on the room. And I don't disagree to a certain extent. So I messaged Bose. I messaged my guy and I'm like, look, I love your line array. And I legitimately love line arrays. Are they the all-encompassing speaker for every situation? No, they're not. But I love line arrays. I love the convenience. I love the footprint. I love how good they sound. I have yet to have a speaker that sounds as good for like people talking on a microphone than that Bose line array. Like nothing out there. Nothing compares to that. That's how good the line array is. But some people will say that they are underpowered. And so I called my guy or texted him like, look, man, I love the line array, but you only sent me the one line array in the sub. I'm not getting enough low end for the sub. And he's like, oh, really? That's strange. He goes, okay, but we'll send you another one, and then you can do a review on that one too. So I now have 2 subs and 1 line array. So I've been testing it out. The first time I tested it, I didn't like it. So here's this thing. So they have this thing called Cardioid Mode. Okay, Cardioid Mode. I can never say that more than one time perfectly. The first time I said it, I should have stopped right there. Cardioid Mode. Seriously, say it. Cardioid Mode. Say it like 3 times. You'll fail. So they have this setting to where basically if you take one of your subs and run them normal, and then take the other sub and then run it in cardioid mode, then it will do this strange thing just because of like science. It'll do this strange thing where it will basically cut the bass that's going behind it and focus the bass all onto the area where the main is pointed. So everything kind of sits on the dance floor. All right, which is really impressive. So here's the thing. So I put it in. I was at this one club. Wasn't that big, but super long. Ran it, and I didn't love it. I'm like, it sounds kind of the same. And then I learned something. By the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, you're missing out on things because I post pretty much everything on Instagram that is never on YouTube or on Twitch. So in one of my stories, I posted, I need to update my subs. And to update your subs, you take your MacBook or whatever system has a USB-C. You open up Google Chrome and you plug it into the speaker. And then it pops up the Bose updater and says, hey, there's an update. And then updates it. Now, I had updated my system before. I updated the bass. I assumed that because it's a digital dock that goes from the bass line array into the sub and they were connected, that when I updated, it would update both. I was wrong. I didn't even see the USB-C connection for a while. And then when I saw it, I'm like, oh, I probably need to update. Because everybody kept saying you need to update your sub. Make sure you update because they sound better. I updated it Saturday before my event. And I took it to the event. And I kid you not, what a damn difference. Like night and day difference. One of the issues that I was having with the particular sub, which is why you need to update, is their gain meters, I believe, are like they're like a bad mod. They keep like going in and like taking away your bass. So once it got to a certain level, if it didn't like what was going on, or if it started to heat up, it would just turn. It would put your bass at like half full. So then you're losing all this sub power. So I was like, I don't. So I would have to turn them down so I wouldn't push them too hard. I thought that was the nature of the line array. And then I updated the subs and didn't have an issue after that. So far, I'm really, really impressed. The only issue I'm having right now is trying to find a balance with the single line array. I do believe, by the way, am I on? I need to make sure. Say something in the chat, folks, because I'm not seeing anything in the chat. I need to make sure I'm on. It says 0, so I'm assuming everything's fine. Okay. There we go. Once I went back to change the font, it literally reset all of my stuff. So it says I have 0 people on. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. So the Bose considerably better now. Now it's just about the line array, which is Professor VX in the house. What's going on, man? Which is the funny thing about the line arrays, because the line arrays, if you've ever seen a line array, you're basically looking at a long column, and then there's like 16 tweeters, okay, built in, almost like a sound bar at your house, all right? And then the tweeters go every which way, except for straight. They don't go straight, which is very weird. They go this way and they go that way, but they don't really go straight, that I can remember. So technically, one line array should be fine. I don't know if that's true or not. So the room I was in on Saturday was a decent sized room, kind of shallow. I'm going to be in another room this weekend, which is a much bigger room. I've been bringing my line array, and then I've been bringing an Eon for a monitor that I can also use as like the left side of the dance floor if I need to. So I used the line array this weekend, and I had the monitor, turned the monitor on, turned it off. There wasn't a difference. So I'm okay. I still want to get another line array just because it's a mental thing. And visually, you kind of need to see two speakers. If you see two subs, you feel like you want to see two line arrays. Maybe that's just me being old school, but just visually, it feels like I need another one. Here's the funny thing. I can't find where to buy just a line array. I can't find it. It's like they don't exist because I have the L1 Pro 32s. So they come with the separate sub and a separate line array with its own base. And I can't find a place to get the base. Now, I could get like an S1. I could get an S1 with the pole because there's a mounting bracket on the sub that I could run into there. And, then I'd be fine. But visually speaking, the sub 1 doesn't look like a line array. So I'm still working through some things here, trying to figure out the best possible. I might have to call Bose again and be like, can you send? I can't buy the second line array. Can you send me one? So I don't know. I'm actually not quite sure how it works, to be honest with you. Because with the line array, every base is technically its own amplification, its own communication. So I'm not actually sure how it would work. I'm really not sure. So that'll be an interesting thing. Maybe that's why they don't sell them together like that. So I don't know. If anybody has the L1 Pros 32s, not the ones where the speaker goes in, I'm talking about the actual 32s with the separate bass, let me know. Okay, now I've talked enough. Hit that ask. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I have a question. I'm wondering why Professor BX did you go to the DJ Expo? I feel like you should have. Okay. Now, let's see here. Gonna go back up, see if there's any questions. Why not use separate cases if you want to use turntables, not all in one coffin? I do. I have flight cases. Still too much. I'm just, look, I know I'm going against the grain here. Because I am a real DJ that prefers turntables over anything digital. I just don't want to bring them with me. I don't want to pull multiple flight cases, which now you got to have a place for in your truck or in your van or whatever. Multiple flight cases. You got to have a bigger table because the flight cases, unless you're taking them out of the box, typically don't fit on on a smaller table. You're hanging off the side. And then you got to plug them all in. You got to wire them in, run the grounds, all of those things. And you haven't even turned on yet. I love being able to just go, controller. That was my Janet Jackson impression, by the way. Controller. Anyway, I like to be able to put that thing down, run an XLR out, run power out. I'm working. I'm already working. So that's why I don't. Now, again, if I have a roadie, somebody wants to, be there to help me out, I will use the best of the best. If I know that when I'm done, I can just go get in my car and drive away, that's where I am. Best of the best. Okay. All right. I'm going to scroll back down and get back. Yeah. Apparently, you guys, Cova told me to send you something. I texted to you. All right, Waddy. By the way, make sure you're following Waddy J, one of the best DJs on the planet. Yeah, text it to me. I don't see it yet. At least I haven't gotten it yet. Okay. DJ Jazzy Lou says the Rain 1 is the only controller I can use. A non-motorized platter seems so unnatural to me. So yeah, if you're a turntable DJ, the Rain 1 controller feels good, and I know it has its shortcomings. I know this, okay? If all people know it, it's me. But the feel of motorized controller, the feel of motorized jogs, just are different for me. I just appreciate them, and it's hard once you start using a controller like the Rain 1. It's hard to go back to non-motorized platters if you are a turntable DJ. And don't get me wrong, I'm just fine with a DDJ 1000, with CDJs. Like, I'm fine. I can rock those just as well. But, hey, the thing about the Rain 1, the two things about the Rain 1 that make it an easy choice right now for me is just two things. One, moving jogs, moving platters. Two, paddle effects. I don't like using things without paddle effects anymore. I honestly don't. So that's why, like, I just prefer paddle effects to every other option. So anyway, but I know that's like, you're not supposed to say that because the Rain 1 doesn't have internal effects, and it doesn't have 4 channels. It doesn't have 4 channels. That's a big deal. Doesn't have 4 channels. Whatever. As I've said before, if you are a turntable guy, chances are you weren't using 4 channels anyway. Chances are you were probably using a Rain 70 or S11 or S7, and you needed something for your mobile gigs, and you weren't using 4 channels. That's just facts. I'm not going against anybody that loves 4 channels and requires 4 channels. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying the majority of people out there don't need 4 channels. Probably 80% don't actually use 4 channels. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that. I've never used paddle effects. I feel old. Everfresh in the building. Yeah, maybe because the paddle effects have been around since the S9. S9 is not young. Okay, so Max XPL says the only reason why I like having 4 channels on my SX3 is that having 2 mic channels means I don't need an outboard mixer. Okay, this is what I'm saying. This is the reason that people want 4 channels. It has nothing to do with the fact that people are 4-channel mixing. It's the fact that people needed one of those channels to be a secondary microphone. That was the number one issue. So if your controller has a secondary microphone, the second only reason why you would use it is because of aux. You need to run another line in. Okay? So if the controller has 2 microphones and its own auxiliary line in, why do you need 4 channels? I'm serious. Oh, wait. You can ask questions at any point. The only thing you got to do is throw in the ask so I can see it, and then I will answer it. That's the key. That is the key. Easiest way. That goes out. That's for Mike Vibe there. Let's see. Sixberg says, best choice for me, the DDJ 1000. DDJ 1000 is still to this day the best controller on the market. To this day, best controller, in my opinion. Can't speak for everything. Can't speak for, I've used a lot of them. It's still the best controller. It's the best hybrid controller if you are a vinyl guy that maybe wants the feel of it but doesn't want to deal with moving platters. Or, the DDJ 1000 is still my favorite controller. But, see how this works? DDJ 1000 is the best controller, but I enjoy using the Rain 1. See? I know it doesn't make sense. It's counterproductive. But, you know, there's certain times where you just, something's just more fun, And I would just say this. I believe that the DDJ 1000 is more fun than an SX. Never really liked capacitive platters. The SX was good. The SX2 was good. But, it just wasn't fun for me. When the DDJ 1000 came out, it was fun. I enjoyed using it. Still enjoy using it. But the Rain 1 is fun. And it has paddle effects. And the DDJ 1000 to me has one major flaw that you don't really think about until you leave it. It is the effects panel. I know it's modeled after the regular Pioneer mixers, the non-battle mixers. I know it's modeled after that, but as a turntable guy that prefers battle mixers, the effects panel to me is just super outdated. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it, but for me, I don't like using it anymore. Now can I use it? Of course. But that right there is very annoying. Once you go paddles, I'm talking about like I got a S11 under here, and I love paddle effects. I don't want to switch from channel 1 to channel 2 to hit effects on the second channel. Why can't I hit effects on both channels without going to all? You get what I'm saying? So for me, my mind doesn't work. Now, having said that, I've gone from I've gone from my DDJ 1000 and then moved over. I go to a nightclub and it's like, oh, we use Nexus line up here, and it's and I know how to use it like that. So you need to know how to use it, because a lot of venues have 900s in there. So you really should know how to use it. That doesn't mean I prefer it. That's all. Okay. I see Cova in the green room. I don't know if you guys know that, but Cova is on here. We're going to talk a little bit about the DJ Expo, get his opinion on it. Being the first time major influencer in the game. So we're going to bring him on in just a couple of minutes. DJ Mike Vibe says, I have seen DJs use a MIDI keyboard to control Serato tone play as if they were playing a piano. Each key plays a cue point as if it were as a different note on the piano. Hope this makes sense. Any ideas on this one? It's pitch play. You can. I mean, the best person for this answer would be Professor BX, since he's literally one of the main guys that builds this stuff. So if anybody knows anything about the deep dive, it's him. But it's just pitch play, and I'm assuming that they're just MIDI mapping the keyboard in order to control it. Yeah, but not all hardware has that tone play in the system. So maybe that's why you haven't seen it, because you can tone play on an S9, anything like S9 and above, you can tone play on. Okay. Florida man says, I doubt Pioneer will ever do moving jog wheels. Hey, look, if they don't, I believe they're missing out on an opportunity. Actually, someone said, I'm not going to name any names. Somebody said to me, because you never know how well things are selling. Well, some companies will tell you, oh, we're selling amazing, but some companies won't. And one company seems to have a track record, a pattern of when something is selling well, the price actually goes up. Like whatever the introductory price is may or may not stay the same after 6 months. So it technically is an introductory price. So like the Rain 1, came in at a certain price, but now the like standard asking retail price is higher than when it first came out. Uh, you know, supply and demand, in a weird DJ related way. So, so we'll see. We'll see. I think there's an opportunity for it. We'll see what they do. Who knows? Let's see here. Professor BX says, tell him to look up Rad Carl's tone play map. There you go. There you go. So search that out. I'm sure it's probably on YouTube. Okay. Let's see here. Tweak Music Tips in the chat. What is going on? So let's bring him on real quick. Let me make sure that I've answered everybody. I think I have. You guys have been really just avid listeners, which I don't mind. I mean, I can talk. That's why, you don't put me on a panel. I'll talk the entire time. I'll take control of that panel, man. That's why nobody invites me. They're like, we like what Cleveland Terry has to say, but does he have to say so much of it? I'm having a Wake Up in Cleveland panel at NAMM. DJ Kluby says, what's your opinion on BeatSource now having DJ edits? Do you think other services will follow suit? No, I don't. I think they'll try. I don't know if it'll be legal or not, because that's progression from BeatSource. They didn't start out sending out edits because they had to get approval and licenses and contracts. So I don't believe if you see it, it'll be legal. That's the one thing I will say about BeatSource. I keep saying it, and I know DJs are all pirates and bootleggers, so they don't care about this answer. But BeatSource is the only one that's like doing it legit. That's actually out there trying to get the necessary licenses and contracts in order to do it right. There is not one other company out there, in my opinion, that is actually doing everything 100% on the up and up. Not one company. They're the only ones. So, I'm a fan of people doing it the right way, because what you don't want is the wrong way, where you've gotten used to using something, and then all of a sudden, everything's gone. Like, for instance, when COVID hit, I was on BPM Supreme downloading music like crazy. Then all of a sudden, things were just disappearing. They had a whole bunch of old school stuff, intro edits. All of a sudden, they were gone. They had a whole bunch of videos. All of a sudden, they were gone. Why? You know why. Okay. But I don't think you're not going to see any streaming service. For instance, your SoundClouds, your titles, even your Spotify's, which no one's allowed to use anymore. You're not going to see intros and outros on that, because that's not their plan. Because people like Tidal, people like SoundCloud, their market is not really DJs. We're just an extra piece for them, an easy way for them to make more money. Put them on a streaming service, But the average person uses Tidal, SoundCloud, Apple Music just to play their music. Could you imagine? Okay. You ever have like all your music on and you're playing your music in the background or whatever, and you as a DJ, you're playing music and you're playing the intros and outros, and you're like, damn it, I really wish I had the normal version right now, because I want the song to just start. If a regular person had that, they'd go crazy. Go crazy. All right. We've let this man sit long enough. Although I would say, in reality, I think what my conversation with you guys, that's like one commercial for Cova. Like legitimately one commercial. There's 5 more commercials before we get to the show. So I'm sure he's fine. He's not even used to being here this early. Tweak Music Tips. Tweak Music commercials. All right. Let's see. Make sure. Everfresh says, I can't rent tunes for $400 a year. Having trouble wrapping my head around it. So I'm actually going to do a video about this. And share just an experience that I had. Maybe I'll do it right now and just edit it out and post it. I think I will. So a lot of people are struggling with this fact. They have BeatSource, or they're looking at BeatSource, but they don't own anything, and that scares them. As DJs, I completely understand. There's a little bit of fear for me too. But that's assuming that you don't actually have your own catalog. So if you're a new DJ and you're coming along, you probably don't necessarily care about having a catalog. So BeatSource is going to be a winner for you. It's us older DJs that are used to having vinyl and CDs and tapes and all of these things. We don't want to lose that, So I completely understand what you're saying. But here's one of the benefits of it. One of the benefits that I've seen. So I did a gig on Friday night. It was a Latin club, and I got a whole bunch of Latin music. That's not the issue. But there was music that I didn't have and popular music. But I don't always play Latin clubs, and it's not necessarily something that I would do as a kind of career path for DJing. Like that's a side hustle. So I had my music. I pulled it into a folder, but there was some newer stuff, some older stuff that I didn't have. So I just pulled the most popular Latin edits from BeatSource, added that playlist. It was there, and then I just grabbed the playlist, dragged it into the download folder, into the offline mode, and I was done. So here's the thing. I get to the thing, and I'm playing music from my folders and everything's working. I didn't realize that I had to play for so long. I thought I was only playing in between band, which I was, but the band only played for like 10 minutes. So I was playing like 45-minute sets for like 4 hours, right? That's a lot for if you're not as familiar with that much music. Like, I can play for an hour straight and be fine, but now we're talking about a whole different ball game. So I legitimately knew the music that was in there, but I didn't really know. And every song I played on that playlist, people were like, woo! 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 That guy was a hater. Woo! So two things happened because of that. So now I have more music than I knew what to do with because I had all that extra stuff. Because it was in the DJ approved crate, all of the songs in there were gold, and I was able to get through the night. Now, all I did was add the playlist, take the playlist, drop it into the offline folder. I don't ever have to look in the offline folder because that's kind of a misconception too. Even I thought that you would have to go through that and cycle through. No, the moment you drag your stuff to the offline folder, everything in that playlist is now offline. So you're good. You don't have to search. But here's the thing. When I'm done with those songs, they don't have to sit on my computer just taking up space. Okay? I can just hit that thing, hit delete. I still have the playlist, but now those files aren't on my computer. So there's a place for all of it. If you have a normal, you have your lane. I'm a hip hop guy. I'm old school hip hop. I'm this. I'm that. If you have that, you keep that in your local. But if there's stuff that like you don't really play as much, then you move over and pull those things. They're still in your offline, so you still have them. They're still locally attached, but you don't have to keep them on your hard drive, just taking up random space. So that's my take on it. That's one, at that moment, that's when it made the most sense to me right there. And then I was like, okay, like I see the value of this. I see it is a supplemental, you know. Oh, hey, you're doing a reggae club. Okay, cool. Let me go over the reggae. Let me pull the most popular stuff because maybe you have all the old school, the classic reggae, but you don't have the new stuff. Let me just go over here and pull that down, put it in the download folder, and then when you're done, just delete it. Telling you. I'm not saying it's the future. I'm just saying that there is a value in it. And most of you guys have 2 or 3 record pools that you're paying $30 to $40 a month on. Knock one off. That's all I'm saying. All right. We are going to move over to my man DJ Cova, a.k.a. DJ COVID, a.k.a. DJ Super Spreader, a.k.a. shorter than me. So, let's bring this guy on. Let's make sure we're all good to go here. Normally, I'd be more prepared. But it's Cova. It's not like it's Scratchy Bastard or anything. It's just Cova. All right. All right, let's go to my man. So just backstory. So DJ Cova went to the DJ Expo. I think he's gone before, but this might be his, like I said, his first time as an influencer. He did a full-on live stream, which was absolutely amazing. Like I was like, you did it right, man. You did it right. Was the only person doing a live stream. DJ Rachel was doing one, but he was the only one that was like going up to vendors and actually interviewing them. So I really, really appreciated that. Did a great job. You guys know him from Tweak Music Tips, which is normally on Wednesdays and Fridays. It's a staple of the Twitch community right now. As a matter of fact, he's mentioned in Twitch commercials. Like, he's doing it all. He's doing big things. So let's bring him on right now, ladies and gentlemen. And I have no applause for him because Cova. Let's give it up for DJ Cova. What's going on, man? You there?
I'll do my own applause. Just so you know, I've never waited more time than with CT right here. CT's the only one that makes me wait. Half hour, 45 minutes.
This man, anytime you're on a Cova show, and anybody out there can attest to this, he'll be like, get on at 10:45. You're like, okay, cool. All right, you guys ready? We're ready. Okay, I'll pull you on soon. And then you have to wait until, or 9:45. You got to wait until 10, and then you got to go through 20 minutes of commercials. So you probably were on the same amount of time. So, I'm getting them ready. Back off.
Let's give a couple of shout outs really quickly because we see some of the family in here.
Yeah.
Okay, Bishop, by the way, he lent us the Mevo for yesterday. He was clutch. So I just want to thank him personally because literally, I told him and he knows, but without him, he literally just dropped it off and then helped us out. So shout out to you. That interview would not have been as dope.
No.
If it wasn't for that.
No, that was great.
Shout out to Lovesick, Dallas in the building. What's up, family? How you doing? Everfresh, Toronto in the building. Hi, it's Danny is in the building. DJ T Diesel, of course, King Mod. DJ Six, what's up? DJ Sixberg, what's up, fam? Dammy for real. DJ Aussie was also watching us yesterday. Thanks so much. Waddy J, we met him in person. That's your guy right there.
That's my guy.
And he also verified because me and Waddy J about the same height. He was like, "Yeah, Cleveland Terry's like." I think
that's not what I see on the camera.
He said really low. He went like this. I think he said like.
Look! What you see right now is what real life is. That's what you see.
Put his chair up. You better not wear those insoles. I better not see you with Prince shoes.
No, not me. I know. Honestly, I know I give you a hard time. I do think we're about the same height. It's just one of those funny things.
Flavor says shots fiber.
Let's turn off the overlays here.
Vinyl Touch 87, what's up? Anyway, yeah, no. So, but it was super cool. It was a great time yesterday, man. That DJ Expo was good. I mean, look, there's a lot of things. First of all, things technically shouldn't be open to that degree. There's probably 1,500 DJs.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of DJs. So, Yes, it was a lot of DJs. They had a Twitch panel, which was cool. Shout out to Joshua Carr for that. And then there was like events and stuff like that. We were gonna. There was, I think there was 3 or 4 events. Pioneer had their own. I didn't get to go. A friend, like some producer friends, had one, and then there was another one that I knew about. And then we went to the Dare one, which is part of the crew.
Hmm.
Flipside played. So
Now, who had the biggest booth there? Because at NAMM, it's always Pioneer.
Yeah, definitely Pioneer.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely Pioneer. I would say it was limited with some of the manufacturers, but how they did it, they were there. They were all represented. In Music Brand was not there though.
Really?
Weird. Yeah, they opted out.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they weren't there, but Pioneer had the biggest booth, and then a lot of the other ones they came through manufacturers. So the distributors, that's the word.
Gotcha. Okay, so you got your AGI pros and all those people there. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if AGI was there, but yeah. So, but a lot of them were there. So I know KPO was there. I was like, oh snap, KPO was there for real. No, I'm serious. No plug. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no plug.
No plug.
So okay. So your first time, or this is like multiple times? How many times have you gone?
No,
to
I've been there many years. Probably.
Okay.
Maybe just so it's kind of weird because the DJ Expo used to run parallel to something called Summer Sessions. They promo.
Okay.
Only.
Right.
So promo only split up in 2 things. They obviously had their DJ pool, and then there's promo only promotions, and they actually push records to radio and Billboard. So they're actually a promotions company. So they broke Lady Gaga, they broke Pitbull, they broke Akon. So a lot of people don't know that into the market. So they would do that, funneling it through the DJ pool, and then they would also do it through radio promotion and Billboard. So I would so I probably want to say I've been the DJ Expo maybe 8 to 10 years, and then the remaining 6 through Summer Sessions. But they ran parallel. So what we would do is leave the panel and sneak to the Expo exhibit room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So yeah. So
were they in the same building?
No, they usually used to be in 2 different hotels.
Okay.
Atlantic City is it's literally most of them are on the strip. It's a very small, it's like a fraction of Vegas.
Gotcha. Okay.
Vegas light.
Mixed Master Gino says In Music at NAMM is also in a closed room. Yeah. So just in case people don't know, if they ever go to NAMM and you go in the first couple of days, there will be several rooms that are not available to the public. So I actually just got into the In Music room because of that was because of Mojax last January. So because you can't even get in. They'll be like, "What's your name?" You're like, "Oh, I'm this." They're like, "Sorry," So, but they will open it up typically on a Saturday, but like, most people go on the weekday. It's just the way it is. But yeah, In Music and all of the In Music stuff is in one room, and it's all closed and it's all bougie and it's In Music. So you went to, so you go there, you decide I'm gonna interview some people, and I'm gonna stream it live, which is impressive. When did you decide to do that?
So we were on the fence about it, and the thing was a lot of the technical aspect of it. We weren't sure how the internet was going to be, or if the cell phone cell service was going to be good. Usually, when you put a bunch of DJs in any room or a lot of people, it's everything's spotty. So the camera was really my main thing. I didn't want to do it on a cell phone. I know a lot of people are like, oh, just do it on your cell phone. I was just like, I don't know. And then once we decided, then I was like, well, how are we going to do this? I still didn't want to do it with the cell phone. I worked out the audio stuff with the Rode Video Mic Go, which you use the Comica, which is, they're all good. But the point is that we had dedicated audio instead of just running it. That was another
through the little dock. Now you got to worry about your battery and all that stuff. So yeah, I get that.
We're going to get good audio. Like there's no way, because it didn't have its own preamp. You know what I mean? Like the Go does, just like the Comica.
So, you don't have the Go, the adapter.
No, I have it. But what I'm saying is that still, like, even through there, you can't see the mic.
Gotcha.
You're still gonna distort. That's why everyone who walked through it was like, even though the ours wasn't much better, but at least you said, hey, you can hear the people once we gave them the super spreader microphone.
It was a super spreader microphone. It really was.
Cleveland on the phone as I came back, drove back yesterday. He's like, I may, and this is our conversation. I may have started this thing calling you a super spreader.
No, actually, I said, because you were like, how did it go? And I'm like, it was good. People were saying that you were, there was this and that. People were also saying you were a super spreader. Well, actually, I said that, but people were saying it. So there was this running joke. If you guys didn't see the stream yesterday, so Cova has 2 microphones. He's got one lapel mic that's on his body, and then he had another handheld microphone where he would interview the people with. And if you were watching the stream, while there were a lot of socially responsible people, they were wearing their masks and everything, there were a lot that just clearly didn't care, and they were. And by the way, what was the rule for the building as far as masks are concerned?
So I have to be honest. So every state has its own thing. If
Of
we were in
course.
New York State, I think it would have been more strict. Okay, so let me explain to you how New Jersey's set up. This is the big confusion in New Jersey. Okay,
Sure.
So I'm gonna explain New Jersey to you. So there's the top, which is the north, which is near New York and upstate.
Mhm.
Right. So that's where I am. Then there's the center of Jersey, and that's where people think Jersey Shore.
Okay.
It's different kind of people. By the way, Jersey Shore, nobody was from Jersey except for one person. But let's use. So it's a different mentality. Like in fact, they even have their own words for things. So, example, we have a Taylor ham, egg, and cheese, which is a typical sandwich, and they call it pork roll, which is a big fight between stuff. And then there's the bottom, which is near Atlantic City, and it's still the short points, and then it's near Pennsylvania. So AC is literally minutes from Philly.
I see. Okay.
So it's like I said. So the rules apply differently. You know what I mean? It's more Pennsylvania based, which never really shut down. To be honest with you,
Gotcha.
2 months during the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're asking me if there was rules, I didn't see any rules. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just being honest. So me being near New York, a lot of those rules apply.
Yes, I do.
Plus, we're a lot more congested.
Okay.
But here, I mean, it was like
interesting.
I mean, we were at the club. I was like wearing a mask. Most people weren't wearing a mask. Then we're by the bar. You take your mask down because you're drinking the drink, and everyone's on top of you. Then everyone's hugging on you. It's like,
get away from me.
It was really bizarre. I'm just gonna be honest.
So yeah, I when I went to Arizona, and I was doing an event out there, and I'm like, oh, hey, Chris, I'll come hang out with you. And I went to the spot, and in my mind, it was the first club I'd gone to since COVID, and I remember going, there's one person wearing a mask in this building, and it was packed, and I didn't know. I'm like, do I breathe? Do I like what? Like what do I do? I was just nervous as hell the entire time. So I couldn't imagine people hugging on you, like they were.
Literally, I would do this thing to kind of, keep some people away.
Yeah.
But let's see. There's a couple comments in here that are really good. DJ Chris Disc, I want you to understand this too. So there's another thing with New York. Here we go. So he wrote something very good, and I agree with you, sir. He said, "Don't compare New York State to New York City rules as equal." Yes, but New York State is also 8 hours long. So you can go if you go from the beginning of New York State, that's right outside of New York, and you go to Buffalo, New York, that's almost 8 hours.
It's like Southern California and San Francisco. Like a completely different state.
You get what I'm saying? So I agree, but the closer you are to New York, most of those rules apply because it's not like you cross a border and everything just open. Like it doesn't work like that.
Gotcha. By the way, Professor BX said apparently Cova wasn't cool enough to get into the In Music hotel room. So they were in their own hotel room.
Oh, so they did do their thing. Well, what's funny is so we had been in talks beforehand. Then they told us that we're doing something with the distributor. And then they put out the new 8-track one, so we didn't actually link or talk much.
Gotcha.
The reps were there, but they said they weren't. I'll follow up with Chris Roman on that. That's a good one.
Yeah. They've always been a little secretive, when it comes to their booths. So
they are very. And you know what's funny in Miami? So Miami Music Week, we always get down there too, and we always get invited. They have the little suite. They always do that in the suite.
Mm-hmm.
Good point. And that's where we would meet like the Todd Terrys and all the like the house guys and stuff. They would always be at No Fs were given. The DJ X, shout out to him. He actually was supposed to go, and then it got canceled. Let me see. Wadi J says there were definitely no rules there. Only thing was Pioneer demanded to let them keep wiping off the equipment, and that's the only strict thing I saw. See, that was the thing. But remember, Pioneer was one of the. Well, you know what? You're right, Wadi J, because they had a lot of people in the Pioneer. So every time people were touching, they were cleaning.
I want to know why the off-white was off limits. Professor BX, care to chime in? So there is a tech question. Linnell says, have you heard of any issues with the QSC K12s? I've had to send back 2 sets due to the speaker audio cutting off without the limiter lighting up.
Oof.
Interesting. I have not heard anything about that. I'm curious to know when you're using them, if they're outside, when you got high heat shining on those amps, and maybe it's just the internal mechanism turning off. I'm just curious. Yeah, I don't know I haven't heard of anything. Nobody said anything about the K12s, to me anyway. But, depending on your situation, it could be just where you are. And I don't take my Eons out into direct sunlight unless it's an absolute emergency, because they will shut off on you after a certain amount of hours if it gets too hot. That's just the way the Eons work. So yeah, give us some more information on that. So DJ Audio 1 in the building. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Good to see you.
What's up, hermano? George Blanco says my 2 favorite sources of information are Cleveland Terry and Cova. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. So DJ Dam says QSC customer service is really good. So repeat the off-white question. I saw some pictures of the off-white Professor BX in a glass case or in a plastic case. Was that not the case? Was it out to I know it's just a DDJ 1000, but I'm just curious. Just curious. I wasn't there, so I could just be spreading hate. That is my jealousy kicking in.
He does drink a lot of haterade. I think that's what's happening right now.
So okay. Let's see. Funny you mentioned Hard Rock. Headed to Hard Rock and DJ Audio 1 says, I remember in music is invite only and arranged ahead of time. I saw Cleveland Terry there at NAMM. Yeah, that's typically the way they do it. For the first couple of days, it's always invite only. So yeah, I'll have to make sure that although it's invite only unless you're Mojax, and then you just walk up and be like, this is my guy. And then they just let you in.
He's with me. He's my +1.
That's I was vouched for. That was it. I wasn't on any list. So you can still get in and then because of that, I got my boy Paris in because he was with me. So I'm trying to have some clout too. Hopefully when NAMM kicks in, I can be like, hey, get Chris Roman.
There you go.
Chris Roman's not here. Oh, okay. No, I'm kidding.
He's not. He hasn't been working. He's on vacation. That's what you get. He's on vacation.
So now you were on a panel. Can we talk a little bit about the panel? Because I think a lot of people were interested. Let's back up a little bit. The DJ Expo is really unlike NAMM, which is encompassing of everything. All musicians, all instrumentalists, but it's a retail-based expo. DJ Expo is for DJs. So that's why there's gear to be bought. You can purchase gear there. All of their panels that are there throughout the entire day are all focused on DJ-related stuff. Running your business, equipment, technical stuff. It's all there. So the one thing I will say about the DJ Expo, which I find invaluable, is that fact. You can go there, and if you really want to, you can be in panels all day listening to people talk and learn stuff for 4 days. So you were on a panel. What did you teach them?
No pressure. So it was a large panel. It was about 14 of us.
What was the panel on?
So it was actually a Twitch panel. So they had a panel on Twitch. It was set up a little differently than I initially anticipated, or maybe I don't know if I heard incorrectly or whatever, but I thought it was going to be Twitch and maybe just, what Twitch is growing
Right.
panels, etc. And especially they had a pretty diverse panel initially. They changed some of the players when I got there, and then it was basically from what I experienced, it was like they went through like NDI, uh, you know, OBS Ninja. Like it was a lot. It was a I
So
mean,
real technical.
very technical. It was probably 30 things on the list, and we just kind of breezed through them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So it was a little bit of that. I think another thing too is I don't know if it was I think one of the things was it was the first one, so I don't know if anybody really anticipated. I guess he wanted to have an outline just so we could kind of move through, which I think.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. What's your experience like with panels? Because you've done more.
Well, I mean, an outline is very important in any panel, but I think what's more important is having a really strong moderator, because the moderator's sole job, kind of like a moderator, on here, is to make sure that the discussion is going in the way that's optimized and best for the people sitting there and watching. Because I think sometimes we all do this. We start talking and then we start getting into, nerdier things. And a lot of people don't know how to look at the crowd and go, are you still feeling this? You know what I mean? And go, oh, I should probably change this to something a little more consumable. So that's the moderator's job to go, okay, cool. Thanks. All right, let's move over to this now. What do you guys think about this? And let's get the crowd into this. Let's see if the crowd has any questions before we move on. Does the crowd have any questions about, I don't know, NDI? I'd have a lot of questions about NDI. NDI is complicated as shit, So I would probably say, anybody got any questions? Now, I wasn't there, obviously, so that is what it is. But, all panels are different. Like, I have been on panels where I've gotten wordy and, people are like, okay, cool, let's move on. And I'm like, hey, but then you think, oh wait, that's their job. Their job is to keep everybody on topic, So so did you guys talk about any type of any social media aspects or like growing the channels or anything?
We did not get to get that. Shout out to Darth Vader is in the building.
Darth Vader, what's going on? Thank you for the resub. Appreciate you, fam.
In a row, Bishop 3 months in a row. Shout out to Bishop with the sub. I did not. No, we didn't. We didn't actually get to it. Like I said, it was very detailed. There was a lot of information. I thought it was good. The one thing we didn't get to do is we didn't get to do a lot of Q&A stuff with the audience. But like I said, it was the first one, so I feel like they were. There was a lot of
growing pains. You got to learn from it. You got to learn from it to move on. Yeah.
I think. But what was good was like, and even like Fader after was like, we got super in Billy Lane. 916 Junglist were like, we got super nerdy, and I was like, I think they caught on to that. I would have liked for to kind of get into the journey, because I felt like there was a really eclectic crew. So example, I mean we got into a little bit at the end. I kind of lobbed it over to Neil Jackson, because Neil Jackson for us helped us a lot with the merch perspective.
Sure.
Because I've never been an influencer, so I didn't understand the concept of it. And then I thought that would have been cool. But he also started a coffee company from it. So shout out to him for that. And I think a lot of us DJs, sometimes our branding is, I don't want to say off, but I don't think we just completely wrap our head around it, if that makes sense.
And potentially it's focused on the wrong thing or not the thing that tends to, get people's attention. Because look, it's funny. Like, here's a perfect example. I can post, hey, wake up in Cleveland, Cova on, and I get nominal amount of likes. I post a picture of me in front of a DJ controller, and there's 200 likes. Not doing anything different, but it's just because that's what the social is gravitating to. And I think, which is why if I'm ever on a panel, I think it's important that you realize, the people that are there to learn. They're not really there to just hear people talk about, how great they are or whatever. And I'm not talking about your panel. I'm just talking about in general. People are there to learn, because there's nothing worse than going to a YouTube channel and go, okay, I need to know about this. And then the first 5 minutes, you're like, dude, are you going to talk at all about what I thought I was coming here for, and then you just turn off, and you don't want people to turn off, for a panel. You want people to walk out going, I got a lot of good information out of that, so it's interesting.
Perspective, because I wonder, that's the thing that from myself, I'm speaking from myself. I didn't really know what level of people we were talking to.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think
Yeah,
that's sometimes really good. So a lot of times, so example, when I do one-on-one stuff for mentorship stuff, I usually ask a lot of questions because I want to know where they're at.
right.
But I don't know if we got to that, thing. But like I said, it was growing pains. I think Josh did a really good job of making an outline. Fader gave a lot of great advice. So did Billy Lane. Um, and the time went fast. I mean, it was like an hour and a half, and we are like, "Oh, we got nerdy." The one
Yeah.
thing funny, we got so nerdy, and and I'm sure Fader will add to this. We got so nerdy that at the end, it was like, but don't forget about engagement, and sometimes you don't need all this.
So right,
It
yeah.
was so funny because then it went out the window. I was like, remember all this stuff we said? You don't really need all this stuff, like, you know what I mean? To have
Well, it looks like we got a hype train in effect. We got Jorge Blanco with a 5-piece coming through. Thank you so much. We got Queso with the bits. Idyllic Warrior with the bits. Who else we got here? DJ Dam with the bits. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Mixmaster GNL with the bits. I appreciate you. Tweak Music Tips with the bits.
who do you think started the hype train? No, I'm kidding. I did.
Here
I
we
did.
go. Here we go.
Diesel did. Here we go. Look at it. He says,
Every time. So here's an interesting thing. Boss Lady with the bits. Thank you so much. I'm starting to see a little bit of strange Twitch hatred might be the wrong term. So I had a couple of people on my interviews, and I'm not going to name names who were on, but they were DJs, and they're on Twitch, and they've been on Twitch for a long time, and they do a really good job. So I every so often I don't read all the comments of the older comments from things, but they'll pop up, and I go, let me look at it. One comment popped up yesterday, and people were like, "Oh, see, it's ending. I don't like this person because they don't care about real DJs, and they never really stood for the cause. And now that their numbers are down, they're not on anymore because Twitch is dying." What is your opinion on Twitch as far as where it's going to go? And where it is right now for you. Like, what have you seen since the world went back to IRL? And Reaper with the bits, DJ Big Mark with the bits, Tweak Music Tips with another bits. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
we're at level 4, 15%. Let's see who's gonna bring this home, people. Let's see who's bringing it home. We got 3 minutes left. Let's show Cleveland Terry some love. He's putting out a lot of information. We gotta show him love for all his hard work. I think that all right. So first thing is, I think some DJs definitely left the platform. Do I think it's any less? I think it's corrected. So almost like any market, right? It goes up and then it corrects itself. So right now it's a correction. I've seen a lot of people grow. I mean, shout out to Liv. I mean, ICS just had 779 people on his stream earlier.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that I've seen that have doubled, tripled, quadrupled the numbers. You know what I mean? So we've been lucky with a couple streams. You know what I mean? Our numbers average on Wednesday go up. They go up pretty high. And then in addition, our Friday's done well, but we did a Friday 3 weeks ago. I don't know if you got to see, but we did social media thing. We had 976 things.
I did see that. Yeah, insane.
Insane. And we got up to 7 something, and then because of
DJ
that,
Q, the mixologist, I hate to cut you off, but 10 piece from DJ Q. 10 piece. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Shout out to Q, man. Thank you for bringing that home. We still got 2 minutes left, people.
2 minutes left. Level 5 hype train. We're still moving on. Let's go.
And the building. Shout out to him.
And by the way, we'll get to the Rain one. I see some Rain one comments happening. We'll get to that in just a minute. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So it's shifting. So there's a lot of things that are changing. We also were featured on Twitch, which I think is super cool. What's cool about that is that I think where we stood out with that was because we were doing a lot of just the movement, what we're doing with the DJs, how it's working. We've changed. I mean, Dart's seen how we've evolved from We used to be more nerdy and techie, and now I mean, I can't do an OBS conversation because it's just not my lane. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think we've also learned ourselves. You know what I mean? You
Yes.
have to be
Agreed.
because then people, you know, they jump on to and support things that are those things. But in addition, anyway, I'm getting to my point, long-winded point, is I think that some people are getting bigger and stronger, and other people are falling off, and some people have abandoned the platform. So I think it's just market correction. I think Twitch has a lot of potential. I don't even think we've reached its potential. And I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I mean, even when you and I were talking, you were like, "Holy crap, there's an expo." There you were with the camera and the thing, and you actually interviewed the thing. And it's like that's what it is. Like, you know, one of the things I think we have to take serious, and especially as us, you know, being music people, etc. We have to take this. It's .tv. We're our own broadcasting system.
Right.
So we
Exactly.
have to curate content. We're content creators. Once you have a channel, you're not just a DJ playing music. You're a content creator. What are you doing? You know, what's your thing? Example on my channel, right? I name butcher. Shout out to everybody who brought that up earlier. They were like, he was putting names on the panel. I did. I butchered one name, by the way, and we just laughed. DJ Fly. I know DJ Fly 10 years, by the way, but then he made his Twitch name and it's For Fly. And I call him For Fly, and he's like, "Bro, you messed up my name again." And I'm like, "Bro, you can't put a 4 in front of your name and me not mess it up." So
That's facts.
yeah, but I mean, you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
but you know, the community kind of rides behind you, and they see who you are. Everyone knows it's a term of endearment. It's not anything, you know, malicious. I'm not, you know, normally when somebody mispronounces a name, it's bad.
Mhm.
So these are just little things where you start to build a community, and that's another thing I think a lot of us DJs forgot. DJs, you need to stop looking at your follower count. Stop it. It's bad. Stop your follower count. It's so stupid. And one of the things for Twitch that stood out when I was speaking to the guy at Twitch was not that because we just broke 6,000 followers, and that's not a flex because we're not going to celebrate till 10,000.
Yeah.
And whenever that happens, and if it happens in a year, it's fine. But what they were talking about was what our channel, what was happening was our viewership was high, and just think about that. I mean, think about that the other day, 976, and we have less than we were at 5,500 or 5,500. Like,
Mhm.
do you get what I'm saying? Now, it's not all the time, but at the same time, like, so stop it with your, you know what I mean? Like
The follower count doesn't matter anyway because anybody can generate a follower count
yeah,
that nobody will ever show up again. Like if you do a follower only chat and you get rated in, you might get 400 people that click on follow but never ever look at you ever again. You know, because you can follow. Because don't forget, you guys all know these tricks. You hit follow and it's like, do you want to be notified? No. So you never even know that they go back live again, you know? So it doesn't matter. You know, I mean, look, I'll give a perfect example. Like Miss Ninja, what does she have? Like 10,000 followers?
20,000.
Okay, so she has 20,000 followers, which is absolutely amazing. But her actual stream count is 200 to 500. Now, I'm not saying that's bad. That's amazing. That's a great number. But that just shows you that the follower count has absolutely nothing to do with your actual real-time streams. They don't correlate. You know,
23,000.
Yeah, incredible.
I mean, that's a great number to do, but that's a good point. That's the thing. And stop with this follower only garbage. Like, again, if somebody wants to subscribe to your channel, let them like. You want a supporter. Like,
yes.
I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna give you an IRL example. So I work with a lot of artists that are on labels, right?
Mm-hmm.
These guys have millions of streams. So don't quote me, but it's about between 17 and 1,800 for 1 million streams. It's not a lot of money,
right?
But anyway, and some people argue that, but I'm telling you what I've seen, right? So I have people that have 3 million streams, etc. I met an independent artist that we're doing a record with. She had 700 plus downloads.
Okay.
Bandcamp. She made $2,500.
Right.
At $3 a pop.
Yeah.
And you know, and what's funny is we were talking about it, and she said, I have super fans. So listen, after the $3, you can actually tip her more. So in other words, some people paid her $50 for her single and her extended mix instead of the $3 or $1.50.
Just to support.
So we have to like reprogram our minds on this thing, like this follower only. Stop it. Stop it. Nobody wants. Don't force people to follow you. Like, I'm sorry. I don't want to get on this rant. I usually don't. But it's just so silly. And I'm seeing you guys screw yourselves because you're getting these like numbers. And then I go on your stream and I love it that you're telling me you got, 2,000.
I just hit 2,000. You're like, great, but you're 16 people in the stream.
Sometimes 8. Like I'll
Yeah.
walk in and I'll be like, dude, nobody wants to be here. And then and even when you're 8, you're dropping the ball because you're taking too long to respond to people. You're not engaged with the chat. You're so worried about the mix. You know what I mean? You're doing
Yeah.
all these scratch routines with 8 people in the room. I mean, look, if that's who you are, but I don't know. It's just so
Yeah. And I'll play devil's advocate because I think that on the other side of it, there are people that they have fans based upon that type of stuff. Because there are certain people that are like, this is what I do, and you get in there and you appreciate them. But that's not the norm. The norm is you have to participate in the conversation. You know, I know it's counterproductive. I know it doesn't make sense for us as DJs to say your mixing doesn't actually matter. Your song choices don't matter as much as you being there. That's weird. It doesn't make sense as a DJ. I completely understand. Perfect example. So Stress was DJing from his hotel in Atlantic City, from the DJ Expo, on this little SB, SB2 or whatever, and he's getting rated in. People are rating him. He's got 200 people on his stream. The mic is just okay. His mixes are just okay. They're going in and out. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. They're just there because Stress is being Stress. He's screaming and cussing at people and having a good time. That's what people are there to watch for.
And I'll tell you, and if I hear one more comparison to somebody comparing themselves to Scratch Bastard, and salute to Scratch Bastard because I think he's super talented. Let me tell you something. Scratch Bastard is Scratch Bastard. He has so many accolades, things he's done, people he's collaborated with, amazing sets that he's curated and done, barbecues, things where he's actually brought people together and whatever. Like, it's like almost saying like I quit college because Bill Gates did. Like,
right.
It's not the same.
Yeah, he quit because he's a genius. Are you a genius?
That's an anomaly. 1 in a million. Like, stop it.
Gosh.
Gosh.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing because even like Jazzy Jeff. Jazzy Jeff doesn't really talk in the microphone, but he's Jazzy Jeff. So people are going to watch him because he's Jazzy Jeff. Unless you're Jazzy Jeff, you might want to say something on the microphone. Just because, I don't know.
Exactly. Shout out to George Blanco. We love you with the spicy chat emotes. Thank you so much. I'm gonna make another one for Cleveland Terry because Cleveland Terry is like the same 5 emotes, and he's been partner for too long. His lazy ass. He's lazy. He's so lazy. Anyway, listen. So Audio One says, here's a piece of advice in your chat. It will highlight a new first-time viewers. Treat them kindly and welcome them to your community. Let them. What is it? Let them check out your music and vibe. If they dig you, they will follow and sub. If not, no harm, no foul. I don't know what Cleveland Terry's doing. He's trying to make an emo on the spot.
I was trying to make me small, but then you just got small. So it's the law of the world.
Shout out to who else? Yeah, so Audio One engagement is number 1. The music is secondary. Absolutely. And that's the thing is that I'm just saying, like, and then people compare themselves. Like, I'm just like, dude, stop comparing you to somebody who's had so much of a movement. And let me tell you something else I learned. This is me being multiple with you guys. So when I started streaming, I started on Facebook November 2019. And it's so funny. I was talking to the Disco Fries. Disco Fries have made records they're an EDM group. They make records with like Tiesto, and they've done like a lot of really big records. They have plaques, all kinds of plaques and crazy stuff. But they're on a smaller scale, meaning like they're not like everyone's saying they've ghost produced it for everybody. And we were talking yesterday, and they were saying to me, they asked me something about, what did I learn in the process? And in the conversation, I said, the one thing I learned is that I didn't actually have a following. I had friends.
Yes.
I had people that knew me and collaborated with me, but I didn't actually have supporters or fans. So when I started this, it was pretty small. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, and then it grew because it was on Facebook. But remember, Facebook is a scrolling platform. Like,
Yes.
you scroll through Facebook. And then once we transitioned to Twitch, like I was like, yo, Twitch really made me learn about like the community and being communal and having all these amazing people in the room that, you want to acknowledge and thank and be part of. And like, it's a relationship. And I met, shout out to everybody I met in the AC. I mean, like NYC, the boss lady, GFL, shout out to her. Like, people were just coming up and taking pictures and doing stuff. And I felt like I knew them. So shout out to them, Chanel B, not Chantel B. I mixed that up too. I know. Let's do a couple shout outs really quickly because I want to make sure we do that. DJ Jazzy Lou, what's up? DJ Sixberg, DJ The Force, DJ Big Mark, what's up, family? He says the problem was when some of the big streamers tell people to do follow.
I've never heard that.
I've never heard it either. But maybe if they did, and if they did, bring up their name so we could.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, especially if you're a big DJ. Again, that's one of those people that just aren't thinking that they're thinking, oh, a follower count means something. So for anybody that wants to know, if you're trying to make a name for yourself on Twitch, and you're out there, I mean, Cova can probably talk about this far more than I can, and you're trying to make connections and partnerships and all these things. The follower count number, they don't care about that number. No. They care about how many people are watching you.
Yes.
How long exactly, and probably
chatter.
You're what?
How much chatter
and how much engagement exactly. So that's it. That's it. Your follower count. You can have one follower if you have 400 people that are in your stream all day, all the time. You win. So you got to keep that in mind. Numbers matter, but the right numbers matter. Follower. I mean, look, it's like, look, there are things right now that are in Twitch that make no sense. Like adding a friend. What the hell is adding a friend?
I heard you don't even get it notified. Like you
get nothing. It's nothing. It makes absolutely no sense. It's dumb. Yeah.
You're not even following them essentially. You have to follow and friend. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So
great question here. The DJ The Force asks, how do you turn on the first time viewer option on your chat? That's a good question. Does anybody?
I thought it defaults to first viewer.
Or do you let us know? Because I know he uses that a lot, which I think would be super cool. DJ Reaper 101, what's up? Cue the mixologist, of course. Thanks for that 10-piece, man. That was really nice of you. Thank you so much. DJ George Blanco with the 5-piece. Thank you so much. What else we got on here? Wyatt R. Curtis. Is that Waddy? Waddy something?
No, Waddy's Waddy. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Who else we got on here? So many people. Tony J, what's up? Sorry, this chat is moving too fast, guys.
By the way, that's my guy DJ Rel in the building. He is one part of the Mickey D show.
Oh,
it's Rel, Mickey D, and Danger Zone. They have the podcast off of now it's on Sirius, and DJ City also. So congrats to that man. He's working hard now. He's been building. You got to be building. This whole year you had to be building. So now and Rel works for me, but he's getting busy also. He spent this time building for the past year. So now when IRLs are starting to come back, people are like, oh yeah, hey, you're a dope DJ. You're that guy, blah, blah, blah. You can you work? Look, we're not going to tell him you must work for us. Go do your thing. We get it. So, hey, much props to DJ Rel. Much props. And rightfully earned that he's a dope ass DJ, so rightfully earned.
Oh, DJ Rel 12. I always get you mixed up. Sorry, brother. When I see DJ Mighty Rel,
different.
I'm announcing him as DJ Rel 12. Shout out to him. Now I know who's who. Shout out to you, fam.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Tony J, what's up? Who else we got on? DJ Queso's in the building. What's up, fam? How you doing today? Jazzy Louis said, what's up, I think. Mike Carbonell, what's up, fam? Man, so many people in here. Big shout out to everybody in here. If I missed you, we'll go back. DJ.
Let's bring up one person here. DJ, what is that? Halo Productions.
Mm-hmm.
Only got one follow on Twitch, and I'll play for like 2 to 3 hours. I'll play for like 2 to 2 hours. I think he's saying 2 to 3 hours, but I don't give up because he has like one person watching. This seems to be a common. common thing. And by the way, this isn't just DJs. If you go on Reddit and you read some of these like Twitch like groups, there's tons of gamers that are like, I've been doing this for 9 months. I have 1 viewer, and I don't know how to build my viewer count up. So we have to look at 2 different things here. One, what are you doing on your stream? That's the first thing. What are you doing? What are you playing? What does the environment look like? What is your sound like? What is your video like? Like all of these little things will make or break how long people stay. If they pop in, they pop out. So that's the first thing. Also, are you playing decent music to even get people enticed to come on? Because when we say the chat and how you interact is important, it is. But if somebody's just going to your stream, you at least got to have music that they want to hear in order for them to stay. So what kind of music are you playing? You playing, hardcore EDM? You playing old school hip hop? Are you playing pop music? By the way, pop music doesn't really work on Twitch. Just to FYI. People don't want you got a whole bunch of DJs on here. They want to hear stuff that's unique. And if it is a normal people, they still don't necessarily want to hear what's popular right now. Like they don't want to hear WAP. They'd rather hear old school pop than new school pop. So
can I interject on that?
Yeah, please.
So one of the things I think too that's missing, and this is funny because it's a pandemic, I heard this a lot. No one's checking on me. And my response would be like, "Are you checking on anyone?"
Yeah.
And
Audio One says that all the time, and Audio One's really good about checking up on people.
So
yeah.
So that's what, and Audio One's a great example. Audio One is in the chats. He's very engaging. He goes to other people's chat and shows people support. Think of that one. He creates relationships by people in the chat. He says hello to people. It's the same. Listen, let's think in IRL, right? You move to a new city. You have no friends. You got to go out.
A lot of people. You go to the bar. You go to the coffee shop. You hang out.
You start to become a regular. I mean, obviously you can swipe right and swipe left, but in addition, you know what I mean? Go to meetups, right? Meetups, like that's the thing. I think we're like people are. So think of like Cleveland Terry's Wake Up in Cleveland. If you're there all the time, it's like a meetup. Same thing with ours, right?
Yeah.
Another thing too, a lot of times when we see people in the chat a lot, those are the people we raid, and then they start to grow. Whatever. We had a guy, Philip Tan. Shout out to him. He's actually a scientist.
Love Philip Tan. He's a great guy. Yeah.
He's a scientist and a professor. And literally, we rated him. I think we rated him with 180 people. He had 3 people watching him, right? So same thing. So you said 1, right? Which could be a bot. It could be yourself on your phone, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're not going out, right? So he would be in our chat and he'd be learning and asking questions, and that's the thing, right? So with Wake Up in Cleveland, somebody brings up a topic, engage with people, ask them a question. What do you mean about that? Or add your expertise, give an opinion, say in my experience. You know what I mean? Don't be that guy that's always giving advice. But
don't be DJ Damn.
or TDs are always throwing shots. You're like, man, that's so mean, but so funny. Like me and Cleveland get it, but everybody else is like, man, he's mean. Anyway, so things like that. So when you interact with people like that, and then also, interact with people. If you have a relationship, say, hey man, I'm gonna be on. Whisper them. Say I'm gonna be on at 3:00, but don't just do random people. People you actually engage with. You see them all the time. Say hello to a bunch of people.
People feel that, by the way, because there's a couple of people, we never name names. Well, we do, but not today. That are good people. That's why I'm not naming names, but they're good people. But the things they do in order to try to get people to their streams are questionable. So, even me, they're, hey, I'm on, gonna raid me, and you're just like, I don't feel good about this. It just doesn't feel right. So, it's okay to ask. I know people are saying, is it good etiquette to request a follow back? No, it's not good etiquette to request a follow back. Don't be that guy. Because it drives me nuts when I see it on a stream. Hey, we should follow for follow. Let's build each other up. And it's like, or you could just follow because you like the person, and then if they follow back, they follow back.
Yeah, I'm DJ Ark. Shout out to you. Yeah, is it good etiquette to request a follow back? Honestly, when people like each other, they'll follow you. Like
exactly.
I said, if you go to someone's stream and you show them love, and then you see them and Wake Up in Cleveland, and you see them on Tweak Music Tips, like it starts to become a thing where you're like, oh, so and so on, and you can invite them to your stream. I mean, invite them to your stream and say, hey, I'm on at 1:00, by the way. Not in the chat. That's not also not etiquette.
Right.
Whisper.
Or this. Hey, great stream. I can only hang out for a couple of minutes because I'm going on my stream in 2 minutes. It's like, come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that because it's just going to turn people off. It really is.
So DJ Vinyl Touch 87, great point. Listen, tweak music tips, but sometimes talking too much comes across negatively as well.
Yeah, okay.
It depends on the room. But listen, see, here's the thing. And this is so funny. So if you ever, so I used to be very socially awkward. I like to be really open. This is why people like me or hate me. But one of the things that, so I was very socially awkward. And I read a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. So I'm going to save you reading. You should read it, by the way. I think everybody should read this book. It's by Dale Carnegie. And one of the prefaces in the book was, there is no thing about, like people think of the gift of gab, and that's actually a lie. That's a big fib with only a small portion of the population actually has. But the people that actually do well are the ones that ask questions. So, example, the best salesman finds out what it exactly you need, so he can sell you what it is you need. You get what I'm saying? So
no, that's actually a great thing. I had a friend that met Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise is bigger than life. He's Tom Cruise, right? So he's in this room with Tom Cruise, and he said, so I didn't know what to say. It's Tom Cruise. I felt uncomfortable, blah, blah, blah. Tom Cruise starts talking to him, and he's like, we talked for like 10 minutes, and then I realized I did all the talking. All he would do is ask questions and kept the conversation going. He goes, it was never about him. It was always about the person he was talking to. And I remember that because I'm like, that makes the most sense. It's because small talk is, look, there's a reason why it's called small talk. I got friends that are really good at small talk, but then after that small talk, they got nothing to say because they don't know how to communicate. They only know how to say what they say. You got to be that person. It's like, hey, tell me about yourself. Oh, what do you do? What we're doing on here. All this stuff is, is just practice for talking in the real world. Like I've gotten better because of this show, talking to random people and just holding a conversation because I'm not that guy. Never have been.
So shout out to like Audio One's a great example. I feel like this is the Audio One. We might as well just have him. But he's remembers what city people are from.
Yes.
Greets them in their whatever, talks about their time zone, says, oh, it's Saturday morning there and it's Friday here. It's whatever. Greets them in their language. Like, do you understand? Like, people don't give a shit about you, bro. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, so what I did, so this is a funny story and awkward, but to tell you guys, but hey, we're here. So what I did when I was reading the book, I would jump in the elevator and I would use these practices. So I'd say, hey, how was your commute today? Like, I didn't know what to say to people. And they'd be like, oh, man, so I was working in the city at a music label. What would you say? It seems like dating advice.
It's just
Tom Cruise is like 5'2". I know, Cleveland Terry's height. So I would say, hey, so you came from Long Island, whatever. So the next time they came in, and she'd be like, oh, I came in from Long Island. There was a delay in the train, and I got to get back home because my daughter has soccer practice. So the next time I jump on the elevator, I'd be like, hey, how's your daughter doing in soccer? And the lady look at me. And I'd be like, the commute wasn't bad from Long Island today.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And meanwhile, another funny story. I don't know if I told you this one. I got an interview with Diddy because of these practices. So I was literally on the elevator. It was a record label. And the lady's like, hey, you looking for another job? And I was like, sure. And she's like, it's for an executive assistant position. She's like, but you're going to be doing a lot of stuff with the labels. And I was like, and it ended up being Diddy. And it was because I would ask her about her commute, ask her about her daughters, and ask her like, so that's why I'm telling you, like, you guys are saying about talking, because if it's you, nobody cares. Like,
yeah.
Now I'm not saying you can't share about yourself as you start talking to these people, because obviously they want to get to know you. But remember, it's reciprocal. It's not like in the beginning, it's like you're trying to learn about them, and then you're trying to get them to stay in the room. How do you keep a conversation with a partner? Not by talking about yourself. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Hold on, I thought I saw one here. So just sidebar here. So the
Yeah.
Rain One question. Somebody was having problems with the Rain One. They're saying that 20 out of 100 Rain Ones are have problems where they're producing distortion while they're DJing.
True.
So what I've told everybody that's brought this up to me is I have not experienced that on my copy of it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It could have been a quality control issue. Trust me, almost every system out there, just in general, from Pioneer to Rain to everybody, has always had a model that has quality control issues. So it's very possible that's going on. I have not seen it. I haven't really heard of it, but you're not the first person that's brought up the distortion thing. Somebody else brought it up to me a couple days ago. So I have not heard anything. I will ask my guy. My only Rain issue has been the headphone connection port. So are you okay? DJ Tech Jitsu. Are you experiencing an issue where you're only getting sound out of one ear, out of the port? Just let me know. Let me know. Because on my Rain 1, but I got a copy and it was sent from Rain, but it wasn't like a brand new hardware. So I always know that there could be some things, wrong with it because it goes through somebody else and then goes through. My headphone jack only goes out of one ear. So I got to run 1/4 inch into the Rain 1 in order to hear stereo. Had to wiggle it to get stereo sound. So maybe that could be another issue. That could be an issue. I thought it was just me. We'll have to see about that.
Firmware update? Did he try a firmware update? I know it sounds silly, but
There hasn't been a firmware update for the Rain 1 yet. And for anybody if you are receiving distortion, I have a feeling that a firmware update will fix it. I just haven't seen one yet. But we'll see. I don't think we're going to get the firmware update to fix the headphone jack because that's literally hardware. But anytime random distortion kicks in, a firmware could probably fix it. Jazz says needs to be purchased with a sub 1 or sub 2. Yeah, so I'll just call my guy. I'll call Bose directly and have them send me one. Like, it's dumb. Like, I should be able to buy a secondary line array without having to buy a sub with it. That doesn't make sense to me. That sounds stupid. So, DJ Harmonics has to use 1/4 inch. Yeah, same thing with me. 1/4 inch works better. Yes, go through 1/4 inch. You won't have this problem. Yeah, it's only on the 4th inch jack. For me, anyway. Or the mini jack. Okay, let's see here if we have... I play good music. I just don't understand why people don't come to Audio One. Okay, so we'll just do tough love real quick. Okay, streaming is not for everyone. Okay, so for whatever reason, it could be a situation where people just aren't connecting with you visually. Just that doesn't mean you're a bad DJ. I have a DJ right now, DJ Unique, not your Unique, another Unique. One of the best DJs I've ever seen perform. He can't get a following on Twitch. We've rated him multiple times. I've rated him. My partner Paris has rated him from like Snapback, where has like 200-300 people on their streams. He cannot keep the numbers up. I don't know why, but it's just him. So I've just resigned myself to saying, that's just what it is. For whatever reason, people aren't connecting to him. But he's a people person. Like, if you see him in real life, you're like, damn, you gravitate to him,
We're talking about Paris?
No, I'm talking about my guy, DJ Unique.
Oh.
Because if you go on his stream, he's got like 8 to 15 people. And he's DJing dope and talking and doing all those things, but it's just, I don't know. It just doesn't work for him, So it could be something as simple. I hate to say it that way, but there are some people that are just, what we'll do is, what I'm going to do right now, post in the chat when you're streaming next.
Yes, that's nice. That's very nice of you, Cleveland Terry.
Yeah. Close,
You're
close
right.
the,
No matter what Audio One and everyone else says about you.
yeah, I know, huh? Well, no. Look, in all honesty, I think everybody goes through this where you will watch somebody and you'll go, I don't understand why this person has so many followers. I'm just as good, or I'm this, or I do more, and the numbers don't add up. Like that person just has the numbers for whatever reason. So, and it can mess with your head, you know? And then you have to go, hey, you know what? I'm me. You're you. It is what it is, you know? And maybe there's something else, you know? I don't know. It's,
You know that we've done we've done 5 Hometown Hero shows, which is basically like all under like guys with low numbers that have a lot of potential.
mhm.
And out of the 5 shows, 10 of them have become partner.
That's impressive.
And it's a good thing. Not I mean I don't know. It doesn't have to be because of us. I mean a lot of them were really really talented. And another thing too, I think that you guys have to invest in yourselves, man. One brings up a good point about how many flyers do you do? Do you have a consistent schedule? I mean, there's so many variables. Do you have a consistent schedule? No, only when I can. I do pop-ups. Like, bro, come on.
That's not, yeah, right. That's not consistent.
I
Hey,
only show up to work sometimes. No wonder you're broke. You know what I mean? Unless you got money. But I'm saying like, it's crazy. So, DJ Texu asked something about about other compliant skins for the Rain One. Is there anything that's like magnetic other than adhesive, or is it just adhesive?
oh, you're talking about like cover-ups right now? Yeah, 12-inch skins is really the only one that's doing things, and it's adhesive.
So nothing magnetic, right?
Not that I've seen yet.
Who's the other one? Oh, I don't think I've seen it magnetic. Who's the other one that's magnetic? Who's the one that would do the magnetic one?
I don't even know. Anytime I think of magnetic, it kind of scares me a little bit, considering the mixers and the faders are using like magnetic. It's like, are you messing with stuff when you do it that way?
Why do I have a hum? There's
Yeah,
a
right.
magnetic skin.
Exactly. But
Mobile 03, sorry about that, man. I know you kept saying hello. I'm so sorry. I kept missing you, bro. DJ Diamond Lee's in the building. Who else we got on here, man? We got to give a couple shout outs. DJ Harmonics, what's up? DJ D Rio, what up? DJ RTX, Lovesick in the building. She's always supporting us.
yeah, and Lovesick has a dope stream. So yeah, check her out. Her streamers were dope.
And her sister too. Did you ever see Lovely Pilates?
Yes. I don't know. If I were your father, I would have shotguns every room of the house. Oh God. Poor guy.
He only has daughters? Does he only have daughters? Is that all he has? Does he?
I don't know.
DJ 6, what's up? Vinyl Touch 87, what's up? BSMC, how are you? He says, I get it. Yeah, man. Look, Cleveland Terry's looking at his time, and we already went a little bit over, right?
Yeah, we did. I'm actually looking for her. I'm looking for the person that their stream. I can't see it anymore.
Darth Vader, it's electronic. You don't want magnetic. I'm going to tell you one thing I don't like about this melon. Can I tell you?
Yes.
Stream yards, at least when you stop it, it stops. But this one, it'll keep moving, and then you lose the question.
Yeah, it's actually, before it wasn't doing that, and I'll mention, here's a good thing about Melon. If you tell them, they'll go, oh, okay, we'll fix that. And then it'll be fixed the next day.
Yeah, tell them, please, because this is like I was trying to get a bunch of people, so if we missed anybody, there's a lot of great questions.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the person that was having trouble streaming. I wanted to check out their stream.
Make sure you repost it if you're in here. Just
please do.
And we'll make sure we catch it.
Negative Jeff in the building. What's going on? Good to see you.
Question for you guys, and I want you to be honest with Cleveland Terry. We're gonna have a heart to heart. Is he long-winded with his answers sometimes?
Yes, I am.
You know, we had to talk about that one time. You've been better though. The one time I was like, it was with me, you, and Mojax, because everyone's kind of long-winded, and I was learning too. And I was like, we need to condense it a little bit. Let's just get right to the point. But you got much better, so.
Look, here is the issue. Here are the facts.
Mm-hmm.
It is something that you modify and improve on over time, because before the panels, before any of these things, it was just me the whole time. So I had to be long-winded to kind of keep that information going. Now, I've actually gotten better, not just in the panels and these conversations, but also in my videos of getting or being more precise, because the videos can still be long, but now it's really, consistent. The most important part is for you to know who you are.
That's true too. That's true.
Yeah.
And people like Cleveland's longer answer because they're detailed.
Right.
It's different, right? It's different. Like if I went on and on, it wouldn't make any sense. But for him, it's detailed. So that's good. It's true. Good point. DJ Textu says my 12s and 72 skins are magnetic without any issues.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna follow DJ whatever.
Textu.
DJ R Halo Productions. DJ R Halo.
You know what? Let's do that for him. Let's give him a little love. You just won the lottery, my friend. Look at this.
R Halo.
No pressure. We might be giving you some tips during your stream.
Right. Okay, let's see here. Next stream, August 12th. Is that today? 2 p.m. Throwback Thursday. Okay.
There it is.
We'll see it. We'll see you there.
280. Now he's at 281. Oh, he's starting. Look, he's starting soon. He's starting in 1 minute and 47 seconds. How convenient.
No, that can't be now. This is a replay. He's not on right now.
You sure?
He can't be on right now.
Oh, it's a replay. It's a replay.
Yeah.
Got all the thing on. Brooklyn, New York. R Hollow.
What does the R Hollow mean?
Yeah,
Oh, I assume it's Halo, but maybe I'm wrong. Like phonetically, put it in the chat.
DJ Rollo. RHALO. I butchered it. It's okay.
It's not Halo. It's Rollo. Okay, gotcha.
Rollo. So it's DJ Rollo started playing music at the age of 5 in his on his mother's vinyl records, exploding his natural abilities to create the perfect blends and vibes. Whether a house/block party, nightclubs, or weddings, Rollo's unique style lets you experience why he is music.
Okay.
Yeah, why he is music.
I want to make sure it's not me, but I will tell you this. I'm looking at your last video, Rollo, and it seems to be stuttering a lot. It could be it could be me. So I'm not trying to assume that it's you. Let me check another video. You just seem to be having some dropped frames. Let's make sure that it's not me.
Anybody else have any questions? Hashtag ask. Let's make sure we add them this way. All right. Tweak music tips. Evaluate my last stream. I like that. All right. Sixberg. Let me put that in you. I'm going to follow you right now. All right. Sixberg. I like supporting the homies. So I appreciate you. And you're always in the chats. That's another thing. Sixberg's. I think a lot of people can learn from him. Anybody who's new to the channel here, make sure you do that because he's very, very engaging. Communicates a lot with the chat. Let me see. I'll put it right now.
Hello.
I won't do it on click. 352 followers. I see. All right, so you got videos behind you. Oh, this video is only available to subscribers. I see what's happening here. Subscriber only. If you have 350 something people, are we off?
No, we're good. I'm looking at the stream.
352 followers. Please do not do subscriber only. I'm gonna tell you right now. Way too early.
Hold on.
Way too early.
Keep talking.
That's forcing someone to subscribe to your channel. So I'll just tell you that. Follower only, subscriber only. If you have a timer on when somebody follows you on how fast they can engage in your chat, don't do that. No.
Did I hear you say correctly that he has subscriber only?
Subscriber only to watch his videos with 352 followers.
But that's just to watch his back videos, his backlog.
But still, how you?
Here's the thing, guys. Look, I have subscriber only on my streams, okay? But I'm basically running a podcast, so it's a little different. I want to throw out there.
And you're a freaking YouTube guy, like.
Yes.
Come on, bro.
So
you're a YouTube influencer. Let's be real. Like you can't compare. There's no comparison.
Yeah. But I will say this though. I would never do a subscriber only on replays if I were a DJ. Why? Because your audio gets muted. So people are going to pay to hear muted audio. That's dumb. There's no point in having subscriber only on your replays. If you're just DJing, they can't hear 70% of it.
And that's another thing, Six Borough. Delete your VODs.
Yes, delete your VODs.
Please, these are like simple things like delete your VODs. This one, because when they start doing the strike thing, that's the first people they're going to go after. Negative Jeff, I just followed you, all right? He's got 20 followers. We're going to do Negative Jeff. Look at all these people in here. Shout out to you guys all, putting in the work. We appreciate you. Diamond Lee was on the show. Shout out to him. He was on our viewer appreciation. There's a lot of people. Ask VOD isn't a way to get a strike. Yeah, thank you so much. I am DJ Arc. That's a great VODs will definitely get you strikes. So take them down. This is why everybody's so DMCA. It's like, bro, if you don't put your VODs, you're fine. Let's stop having those VODs things.
I delete them right after. If you want them for archive, you can't use them anyway because you're muted. Now you can't even do the stream is done, hit record, hit the download, so you can get it without the muted because it mutes it while it's playing now. Just record it through your OBS or whatever you're using. OBS, ATEM, just record it through there and be done with it.
Audio One's giving great advice. So anybody's whatever he gave to Negative Jeff. Who is he? Cova found him in wiki page already.
Audio One, that's very, very true. Yeah, post your VOD on clips on YouTube. Yes.
Yeah.
So
where you kind of expand your audience, you use in different platforms. You won't get the strikes. Plus, they're monetized to the other people too, which is good.
Exactly. Yeah, I have always been against putting videos up, especially if I'm working hard on something and then I have to demonetize. But then I realized, think of it as advertising. I'm not going to get money off that video, but if that video gets 10,000, 20,000 views from it, I'm getting it back on the back end. So don't be afraid to put, like, I would never do a review video and have fucking, Timberland playing in the back. That's stupid. But for that kind of stuff, where you're just showing your DJ skills, like Carlo Antonita, Angelo, like these are all great guys that are using like regular people's music, posting in there. But because of that, those videos are getting 60,000 views, which means more subscribers, more followers. That's how you win. So when you post stuff on IG, you're not getting anything from IG. You're not getting money from it, but you're trying to get subscribers or followers, I should say. So everything's marketing. It's all a big circle. Leverage all of your content to work for you across the board. Like before I brought Cova on, I talked about Beat Source. I'm going to take that video. I'm going to cut it up. I'm going to post it as its own video. Double the views.
See, that's good. And that's another thing. Know your platform. As you build platforms, like see which ones are working, which ones are not. And then that's, you know what I mean? Like, example, we were talking about it earlier. Remember when I first found you, CT? I was like, hey, man, you only had like a little bit over 1,000 followers on Instagram. And all of a sudden, now you have 5,000 plus. I mean, you probably have way more than that, but it was a point when you broke to 5K. I'm like, bro, he passed me already. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it was like trajectory is like this.
Instagram was super hard for me. I could not get the numbers to go up. No matter how hard I tried, it was just like nothing. I was looking at my boys. I'm like, Jesus, you'll get 10, 15,000 people. I have a YouTube channel and I can't get up. And then over quarantine, it went up. More importantly, I don't really care about I only care about the followers on IG for one reason. I want to be able to swipe up. So I want to get to 10K so people can swipe up on my stories and then go places I want them to go. That's it.
That's really good.
That's all.
That's a great thing to know, and so people do it.
Yeah, but I will tell you this though. The more important thing is now when I post stuff and I get 150, 200, 300, I got 600 likes off of like my anniversary photo in Masked Singer. Like that never used to happen. But consistency, keep putting out quality stuff, people will tend to. One person that I think is really smart about this is Rob Ryan Drops. Rob Ryan throws memes up. Yeah, his memes get so much traction, which then people follow him, which then leverages the fact that he happens to be a voiceover guy. So people are going to go, hey, you do voiceovers. Well, do one for me now. Leveraging.
Hey guys, make sure you put hashtag ask in the beginning of the question. This way it doesn't get overlooked. There's a lot of questions in the chat, so I'm just putting them up just so you get them. So if you see my name in the ask, some of them are just about to get lost. Start from the bottom up, CT.
Let's see. I am DJ Arc says the algorithm of all these platforms are not set to help you anyways. No, they're designed to highlight the people that are doing the best. So if you're now okay, so IG works this way. If you post something, okay, and you post something, it automatically sends it to 10% of your followers. So you got 100 people, it's sending it to 10 people. Okay, then if the majority of those people like your post, it then opens it up to the other 10, 20%. If they like it, it keeps branching out. So once you've reached like that threshold of like, okay, enough people like it, then it pushes itself to the what is that feed? The what do they call that feed? I always forget. Like the search feed, that the main feed. If you go to like what's hot right now, so it'll keep pushing through your people until it maxes out, and then when it's there, it moves it over to people that they know. So then you start to get more and more traction. If you don't get the numbers you need in the beginning, that post is never the discover feed. Thank you. That post is never going to go anywhere. I have found that the magic number for me is around 70 likes. If I get to 70 likes, by the time I check that video out or post out, 6 hours later, it's like doubled. But it needs to get up to that 70 likes to branch out. And that's for all social. So it's all like that.
All right, let's answer some of these questions really quickly. So Pro BFX asks, should I? I just lost it. I was trying to grab it right before. I'm telling you, I hate this thing about this thing. Let me make sure.
Hold on. I will get to another Professor BX one though. Let's see. Cleveland. The Rain 1 distortion issue, 90% of people, what is happening is that the computer is auto-selecting the controller as their interface. So it gets a micro-feedback loop. Okay. There you go, guys. So that sounds like something that can maybe be fixed in their firmware update, kind of preventing it from doing that. Maybe. I haven't gotten that. My computer has been fine, but if anybody knows, it's Professor BX. So I guess the question is there a solution for that? Okay. Let's see.
Shout out to Computer Mixologist. He said, do you unpublish or do you delete the VODs?
You're supposed to delete them.
Yeah. So you download it and then you delete it, obviously. So
yeah.
Yes, but you take it off the platform.
Yeah, especially because they were saying that the labels can still pull those too. I mean, technically speaking, even when you delete them, they're still on some server somewhere. But the way Twitch is working, if you delete them, they're acting like they don't exist. Okay, let's see here. I'm going up.
GNL, how were the mics yesterday connected to the Mevo? I used a wireless mic Go. And actually one of them was on, I didn't bring my super spreader. I have to spray it, believe it or not. Super spreader. So it comes with little receivers, right? And they go on your thing and it has a mic on it. So they actually make a microphone that you put the receiver in it and it just has a big foam piece just like this one. And it goes on top. So that's what I used yesterday. That's what Cleveland was saying too. Like that was a great idea to, for future things to kind of record. So, but the Mevo I thought was great, and I thought that was another good one. We'll go into that more in detail next time. Go ahead.
This is a good question. What do you think of the latest Mixcloud update? So I actually have to with the background audio stream. Well, it's needed. Background audio streams are the most important part of any streaming service because you need to be able to get. This is one of the reasons why I hate IG. the fact that the moment I leave IG, I leave the video. That's stupid. So yeah, like YouTube, Twitch, Mixcloud. Mixcloud came out with a it's in beta right now, but it's available where they have their own like Melon app, StreamYard app. So you can go in via browser and you don't need to use anything else. You can go right through there and use your audio card from your system. So I think Mixcloud, and they asked, because I have to do a video because they asked me to rep them is the wrong word. But anyway, what they're doing is fine, but they got a long way to go.
What did they update that's so great? Because every time it's like something that's a little bit too late.
Yeah, well, they have their own Melon. They have their own StreamYard. So if you don't have hardware, you can tap in through StreamYard through their version. They have a browser-based audio card feature, basically. So you can...
Basically, they stole that thing that one company that was coming up that was going to be the next Mixcloud did. What were they called?
Oh, you're talking about 24/7?
No, the other one. The one they reached out to both of us when we were talking about it, and you're like,
oh I don't remember them.
They came and...
Yeah, because I said, are you legal? We're working on it. Okay. Yeah.
Bing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to Gold. Shout out to White Gold in the building.
White Gold in the building. Okay, so a couple more questions because we are moving forward, and I gotta.
Yo, dude, let's do like speed round. Let's go back and forth fast. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
All right. So Diamond Lee says something that please turn off the follower only chat. I hit 2,000K wall, so 2,000 followers is the limit. For follow only. I can't even.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I can't even comment and get in the chat and support. Also, I give bits. You know what I'm saying? So stop that for the follow to follow, because then you're gonna get somebody to hit their wall, and I'm gonna stop following these new people. If I go in your chat and you have like literally 3 people, 8 people, or 16, whatever. I'm not trying to get a number, but lower numbers than whatever. I'm not gonna do this follow to follow. Please stop it. Go ahead.
So you're not gonna follow for follow, of course.
No. When they force you to follow it, when I want to check out a new streamer and I'm like forced to follow to be in their thing.
Yeah, it's a tough one because look, I think everybody has an idea of what they look for. You know, like for me, I'm either you are a super dope DJ, you know, or you got some cool stuff going on. You know, like I mean, the person that does it both is Scene. Scene does both. He's a dope ass DJ and his visuals are super on point. You know, so but nobody else is like Scene. And everybody's trying to be seen, and who exactly, and somebody else instead of just trying to be themselves. I saw somebody in the chat talking about, just being yourself, being genuine. That's the key. Honestly, trust me when I tell you, you'd rather have 20 people that love you for what you do than 400 people that just rated into you that want nothing to do with you. So good. You know, my son has gotten 5 level 5 hype trains off of 17 people.
That's another one where you're talking about super fans, right? Yeah. My guy DJ Controversial, less than 30 sometimes, and it had like a 200-300% level 5 hype train.
Yes, exactly.
So what are you worried about 100 people in there? I can't have 30 people and get a level 5 hype train. So
right,
you know what I mean, and it's gonna be hard for Cleveland too. So it's not easy. DJ Nail 79, shout out to you, family. We appreciate you.
Yeah, damn near impossible.
DJ RTX. All right.
Hold on. Take Jitsu says, I feel like Mixcloud is the place to go where you want to DJ or listen to the music, much less engagement. That's not. Yes, you are correct. There is much less engagement, but that's the problem with Mixcloud, because as a DJ, if I'm streaming live and people are watching but not engaging, I feel like I'm DJing by myself. So if that's the case, I might as well just record a mix and then just post it on Mixcloud. I'm not getting anything out of it. The whole part of visual medium and having this is to be able to communicate back and forth. If you can't get that, then there's no point. And Twitch has hurt people because it's so engagement heavy. You go anywhere else and you're like, I don't understand. Are people watching? Hello? Anybody there? Do you like what I'm doing? Is this good? I don't, because nobody's engaging. I don't find, you ever open at a nightclub and nobody's there yet? How do you feel? To me, that's DJing on Mixcloud all the time.
Another thing is the numbers don't go down when your viewership.
So
goes down.
they fixed that one. That one's done now. So that one works fine now.
By the way, because you'd be like, "Wow, I have 400 people watching me," and, and no engagement.
Yeah.
By the way, DJ Tony J says it was Play DJ TV. Remember, that was it. Play DJ.
Yeah, Play DJ 24. Yeah, I don't know what happened to them. I will say this though, what they were trying to do was top notch. I just don't know if they ever did it because I never even logged in. I never logged in, and I'm talking to like the heads of the company. That would be like Cova talking to the head of Twitch, and then never using Twitch. Like I was disconnected. He didn't sell me.
I'd have a beer with Nico, but I just don't believe in the product. It just took too long to pop off.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Shout out to Northwest Audio. He asked if you ever used a Roland Go Pro X mixer.
I have not. However, Mojax has and has a good video on that. Digital DJ Tips has a video on it too. But from what I understand, that's the best like mobile one that you can use, outside of like a regular mixer because it is so portable and it's supposed to have good connections. But I've never used it myself.
Shout out to DJ Tech Jetsu or Tech Jitsu, massive respect to Tweak Music Tips, Cleveland Terry, for all that you do, answering questions, giving advice, and guiding the culture. Thank you, my brother. We appreciate you.
I think yeah. So So what we'll do right now?
Yeah, who we raid?
Yeah, let's figure out who we're gonna raid.
Who I have on tomorrow? Sheesh.
Who do you have on tomorrow?
I have on Vader Mix is going to be on tomorrow, and DJ Aristotle. That's going to be 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. GMT.
Don't try to up me just because I only put PST on there. I see what you're doing.
I've done it. GMT.
No, I know. I am going to be. Who am I DJing for? Sunday, 12 o'clock. I am DJing for. Why can't I think of her name right now? That's probably a problem. We might want to start with that. I am DJing for AK-47. It's her birthday stream.
Oh,
so she's got a number of DJs on from 8:42 a.m. PST, which apparently got to be when she was born. And I'm on at noon Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern, blah 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 GMT, whatever the hell that is. It's got to be. Is it still 12?
UK.
Yeah. UK time. Who's on here? Let's see. Chaos Jones is on. He's one of the normal people. Let's see. Demand. I don't know if this could be the same Demand as on ours. Lucrative. I didn't even know she DJed. I thought she was only doing visuals. Anyway, so I will be on there on her channel, 12 o'clock. If anything, revolutionized the game for DJs, it was StreamYards. Because before StreamYards, you couldn't do this 12-hour stream. You'd have to stop. Somebody else would come on. You'd have to get on OBS. Then they get on, and then you basically lose all the people, all the momentum that you've been building. So StreamYards, being able to be on for 12 hours and you just click in and start DJing, it doesn't get better than that. So shout out to StreamYards, Melon, Restream. They all do it now, and they all do a good job. Yeah, but Melon. Speaking of Melon, you know they have their own mod now. The iCloud bot or whatever that is, the iBot cloud, whatever it is that
chat bot type thing.
Yeah, they have it built into this now, so you can have your own mod in here. They're turning it into like Slobs, Streamlabs, but on a browser. It's slowly becoming that.
So do you like it more than StreamYards?
I like a lot of what it does more than StreamYards. But as far as like they're pretty close to the same. But the fact that you can use Streamlabs elements in it, like the notification, which I don't have on right now, but the notification, like when we get followers and subs, like
It'll come up on the screen.
it'll come here. Let me pop it
Oh.
on real quick before we end, so I can show you. Where is that at? That is.
For the person that asked, it's going to be on my channel tomorrow. Tweak Music Tips. It's on. It's in the chat. I'll say hi. That's where it is, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific.
All right. So somebody do something. Throw 5 bits in. So if you were thinking of subbing, go ahead and throw that in.
I like that, Cleveland Terry. Throw 5 bits in. He thinks we don't know what we're doing.
See? Can you see it?
Let me see. I didn't see it. What do you mean? I saw nothing. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Isn't that cool? Yeah. So it has all that stuff already built in.
What's the price? I got to see what this is. So Melon, it's Ecamm, right?
No, Melon is just Melon. Melon is owned by Streamlabs. It's their application. So all the Streamlabs stuff is slowly being integrated into Melon.
So how do I go to the website? Because I want to see what the cost is, unless you know.
Melon Studio, I think they're at the same price. It's Melon App. Melonapp.com.
Let me see. Let me try it.
And
the whole year up front.
don't want to do that. I can't get on right now, but you can.
I got it. So
Yeah.
melonapp.com. Let me see. Pricing. Here we go. So they have a free account, but obviously it doesn't have anything. It's limited by a lot of stuff. So let's see. Wow, $15. This isn't bad. Standard, all free plus, no watermark, 6 participants. So you can only have 6, which isn't bad. I mean, that's not bad. Unlimited streaming, multi-stream to 3 destinations, not bad. $15 a month. 4 hours of recording, and disconnect protection. The Pro account, it has all the standards. It has up to 9 participants, audio only recordings, which is nice if you're doing podcasts.
Yep.
Up to 10 hours of recording. So in other words, I don't know what that means though. So up to 10 hours of recording. What does that mean? A month? A day?
No, it means a month. It's basically 10 hours in the cloud.
In the cloud. So you can stream as much as you want. It just won't save everything.
Exactly. Yeah. Or you have to delete, because like I stream 3 times a day and I've never had an issue with that. But I think it will only hold a certain amount.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then the upload media files is up to 300 megabyte limit. So this is interesting because if you're going to do like intros, commercials,
it's higher. Yes, it's higher than StreamYard's.
I think it's 100 megs on theirs. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's actually not a limit because each can't be more than 100 megs.
Right.
So, but you could have 10 of them. So that's still a gig. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So, but 300 megs is a lot. I mean, let's be honest, it is a lot. So multi-stream to unlimited destinations. Now you're gonna say, well, why would I need that? Well, if you need a custom RTMP.
Yes.
For example, if you're gonna send it to a Twitch channel or a certain place, like you're gonna do,
you might send it to 2 Twitch channels.
Correct.
You know. Yeah.
So it's important. Full HD. So I guess the $15 one is only 720p.
Yeah.
And then there's more. 30 days recording storage and priority support. $49. I don't think that's bad. I think that's a $600 a year if you did it, but that's billed monthly. Let me see if they did it. If they do it, if you can pay annually. So it's $37 a month if you do annually, and the other one's $12.50 a month if you do monthly.
Okay.
I don't think it's bad. I mean, it's cool. Can you upload a video? Remember how we were having that issue? So in other words, let's say you didn't want to stream and you wanted to put a pre-recorded.
Oh, can you upload? Oh, I don't think so. The only one that's allowing that is Restream.
No, you know that StreamYards just added it.
Oh, they added it
3 weeks ago. They just
so this is what I've learned. Whatever comes out, if it's a feature that can be added, it'll come out on all of them sooner or later. So like the chat, the enhanced chat, besides the scrolling, which I'm going to tell them, there were some things that were already not there, but there are some really cool things in here. Like for instance, hold on, let's go to design, where they have their themes, but you can they have moving themes. I don't even know how that works. They have animated themes. Let's see here. Their default themes are actually pretty good. Free with standard or pro. Here, let's pop this one on and see.
Shims, what's up, fam?
I'm trying to find the animated ones.
Great time, I know.
Well, actually, it wasn't a bad idea to wait until 1, to be honest with you, because
One, what's up? No, and it makes sense. DJ6, how are you? Negative Jeff, shout out to you, fam. Yeah, please stop the follower. Stop the subscriber only. Don't put people on timeout. I saw somebody the other day who had 10 minutes of a timeout.
10 minutes. That's a lot.
Like literally before you chat. So if you follow someone, you had to wait 10 minutes before you can chat in the thing. They had like 10 people in there. I'm like, dude.
Time for another special stream about streaming. Yeah, we can do that. Maybe we'll do that next week. So basically here, because I was waiting until 1, here is the issue. So I used to do 3 days. It was Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. I cannot do Mondays. Mondays is a killer for me. Like, I'm working the entire weekend this weekend. I don't want to get up on Monday and do a show at 10 o'clock. It's just not for me anymore. So Wednesdays and Thursdays are my show days. Wednesdays at noon, Thursdays at 10. I'm trying to decide what I want to do for Wednesdays. Wednesdays, I think I'm going to keep as my interview. Like, I know Cova's on here today, but we're talking tech stuff, so it's okay. But Wednesdays are going to be like my interview day for just everybody else. Is everybody fine with 2 days being back to back? I always get worried about back to back too, but I shouldn't because people stream every day.
If one is tech and the other one's interview,
Yeah, it's completely different following potentially.
Yeah, because you're gonna get a bunch of nerds in this one. I'm not calling you guys nerds. I'm calling you guys. We get a bunch of geeky. I know. You get a bunch. Listen, I'm a nerd, so I get it. So it's fun. It's fun, but yeah, as long as you have different things, different kind of content.
Yeah,
it's important.
Exactly.
Don't overwork yourself. How many times did I tell you, bro?
I know.
Listen, when he started, he used to do like 4-hour shows, 5 days a week. I was like, bro, you're gonna burn out. And all of a sudden, he's like, man, it's too much. And then he did it to 4, and now he's down to 3, and now it's 2.
Yeah, but two quality shows.
They are 2 quality shows.
2 quality shows. Yeah, and I'm trying to keep them. Like this one was 3, but Cova, so we went longer. But I'm trying to keep them to right around 2 hours, and be done. I literally have to hang up. I have a gig tonight, so I got to hang up. I got to try to shoot a YouTube video, try to answer some more work phone calls. This is It's not fun,
and it's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. There's a lot of work involved. I mean, think about this. How much work, like most people, they go to their job and then maybe they have a Saturday DJ gig. I have a full-time DJ company that I have to answer emails, phone calls. Then I have a YouTube where I have to shoot, an hour's worth of content, maybe spend another hour or 2 editing. I got this channel. And it's just a lot. It's a lot.
Do you know who you're going to raid or no?
So I'm looking right now. So let's see who we got.
Give you a suggestion?
Yeah.
And chat, help us out here. There's a visually impaired person who's been on my show. He has 10% vision.
Okay.
So when he looks at his phone, it's like that. And he's streaming right now. And
Who is he?
I think it'd be pretty cool. His name is DJ Ed Swift. And I think it'd be great to show
One
him.
word?
Yeah, DJ Ed Swift. SWIF.
I see.
Right.
Okay. Let's set this right up.
To show him some love, people.
All right,
let's
cool.
work a hype train too. It'd be kind of nice to do that for him.
Yeah. So you guys know what to do when you get in the chat. Make sure you don't throw out TMT because then he's gonna be like, "Oh, Cova!" Like you got throw out my emotes.
We'll make sure that's how it came up.
I mean, it should be easy to find. There's only 5 of them.
There's only 5. Subscribe to me with my 5 emotes. What are your subscriptions?
You know what? I'm gonna add some this weekend. But I'm gonna take a look at yours and see some examples because I don't know what else to put.
Me, guys. Yesterday he was like, "Oh, that's a great idea. I'm gonna do that." Just so you know, whenever you see a good idea, just say, "Did Cooper do that first?"
No, I said great artist. Steal.
Great idea. Said that. Great idea.
And don't get me wrong. That's the good thing about stealing. If you're stealing the right way, you make it yours.
So true.
So it won't come off like his because it's gonna be completely different.
It's
You
gonna
know?
be spin-off. Yeah, something.
Yeah.
It'll be unique to your own thing. Shout out to Everfresh says, I'm surprised he didn't say Ted Swift. The reason why I didn't say Ted Swift is I know Ed, and I,
Oh,
which is funny. Funny, so I know. But if I didn't know him, I probably would.
all right, let's see. All right, we got 67 viewers going over to him. Let's bombard him.
Let's
All right,
go.
guys. Good to see y'all. Make sure you get on. Oh shit! Did it? Everybody moved over.
Did it?
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody else, see you on Sunday. DJ AK47's page, and we'll see you next week. So we're gonna sign off here so I can talk shit to Cova for a little bit. Peace out.